Hello, and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 107, and it is Tuesday, January 29th, 2018. I am your host, Victor Omoayo, and with me, as always, is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Byrd.
Yo, we done already started. You know that, right?
Yes,
we
indeed.
are already going at it.
Yes, indeed. And we have two guests in the building. We got some wrestling talk coming at you tonight. Tonight, once again, we have the return for the third time on the podcast. He is the superfan to Roman Reigns, as Izzy is. As Izzy is to
fan of facts. I'm a super fan of facts.
As Izzy is to Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for
what an introduction! And the guy who beat you in the debate. Let's put that out there.
Well, we can ignore that, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian Price of Wrestling Fantasy Warfare, Facebook.
Oh man!
And also at Wrestling Fantasy Warfare, my man Bryan Lopes in the building.
What's going on, everybody?
Yes, indeed. Yes, we're going to be talking about NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, as well as the WWE Royal Rumble this past Sunday, as well as Monday Night Raw. Some couple of wrestling related headlines and some other stuff coming at you. So, like I said, should we just get into it?
Yo, I'm ready. We are ready.
I wish you on the page right now.
I'm putting it on all the pages.
Yeah.
I wish you could have heard everything that was saying before then.
Oh, what's that? Be brought back up. Facts.
This is going to be interesting.
Like we already going in. Yo, shout outs to Ed too. What's going on, Ed? Ed Figueroa, who was on our thread the other day.
All right, yeah. So we got a bunch of wrestling talk coming at you tonight.
Eddie Ortiz on it too.
Yes.
Another one of your arch nemesis.
As long as James Vincent doesn't show, I don't care. That kid is weird. That kid, he's saying weird stuff. Yo. I hope he joins.
Oh, yeah. So right now we'll kick off. We're going to be talking about NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, which took place this Saturday at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly. Hashtag the Patriots are going down on Sunday.
Yes, they are. Let's go.
How you going to start it off with the Eagles?
It's the lesser of two evils.
Yes.
It's the lesser of two
There's a
evils.
reason why the Eagles have to win.
You're talking about an area where they had to put like Crisco on light poles.
Yes.
So people
I hope
aren't
they
jumping
burn the
on them.
city down after. Good for them. I hope they win and the city's burned.
So this is your way of
I'm not even going to celebrate because me being a Cowboys fan is like, okay, I hate
But you
Brady.
can't. The Patriots can't win. They cannot have 6 rings. They just can't. They just can't. It will ruin the internet. All I'll hear about is we have Tom Brady. Blah, blah, blah. We know you have Tom Brady. Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. I want them to lose so then I can be like, you guys can't beat the East. There's so many things I'm going to say.
It's not going to happen as the token Patriots fan here. Sorry, we have the greatest coach and quarterback of all time.
Bro, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this.
This is going to be
Everybody sleeps on Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with three different quarterbacks.
But it's true. It's how bad he did at other times. Bill Belichick just doesn't do bad. So when you talk about greatness, when you're continuously great, even when you don't win a ring, because they went 10 years between the ring, but it doesn't matter because they were still great. 9 of those 10 years, they were great. And I hate defending the Patriots, but 9 of those 10 years, they were still great. They just didn't win a ring.
I could say it like the LeBron aspect. It's like LeBron's been to what? How many straight NBA finals now?
What?
Like 6, 7 somewhere around.
I was going to say about
the
7.
Patriots have been to like what? 8 straight AFC championships. Yeah, they're actually winning championships.
It's the Illuminati.
Huh?
It's the Illuminati.
That's right.
Tom Brady sacrificed Aaron Hernandez.
I know we're not talking wrestling.
Oh.
But please tell me, did anybody see that Brady document or the thing on Facebook yet?
I'm not watching that.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not giving my energy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Time versus time?
Yeah.
I watched that to the debate.
Did you see the first episode?
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
You have to, okay, I'm sorry. This is way off
It's
topic.
just somebody who's in love with Tom Brady made this. Like I'm not.
Actually, it was somebody from Lincoln. Somebody from Lincoln, Rhode Island, actually made the documentary.
In love with Tom Brady.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, you guys have to see the one scene where that dude Alex Guerrero is rubbing Tom Brady's leg. It is the most disturbing thing you've ever seen.
How about when today he said his man crush was Gronk, Edelman, and I'm not watching.
It's just way too disturbing.
Yes,
it's funny, but it's disturbing.
They're like in the same locker room as you? I don't know. And that's what it is. Whatever
Teach
they
their
do
own.
All right. What's good? What are we doing?
Let's get into this.
Yep.
Let's do TakeOver. I don't think we disagree. Oh, I hope we do.
Yeah. So take.
I got my star rankings ready on a scale of 1 to 5 stars.
All right, so the TakeOver began with the NXT Tag Team Championship match, where we had the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the defending champs, against the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor. This is a pretty solid tag team match in the beginning. Very, very solid opener. I gotta say, Authors of Pain, man, they've been crushing it on NXT, very dominant.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I love the offensive pain.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I only gave it 3 stars.
Only 3.
I don't think it was just that it didn't really
What was
like
it
catch my
missing?
attention yet.
I thought they
Maybe
had
it's
it
just
good.
me. I love the Authors of Pain. I love the Undisputed Era.
I thought that made the Undisputed. I thought that made them like much more CT. Seeing how they did power moves against them and attack the leg, like to me, it was just like they can go with anybody because they're small guys. Like
Right. Yeah.
and
They're
but
tiny.
they get
They're
a
probably
whole
like my
bunch-
size.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're small. Well, no, but they're small guys. They're a little bigger than you. They probably weigh like 200. You probably weigh like 150.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'm saying like them doing power moves. They really played to the crowd. I would have given it 4 stars. I just felt like I felt like that was a really good match and a great opening is why it deserves 4 stars. Like that didn't. It started with a bang. It just a lot of action. To me, at least, I thought the Author of Pains were going to come up. After
I'm
that
ready for
loss.
them to come up.
Yeah.
But where? We talked about this last time. We
Where?
still, if you want them to succeed, you have to put them in a place where they can. And right now, where?
Agreed.
I would.
Bruh.
But
Bro, who's the like?
There's
How many tag teams do they really have though?
but you want
They
them
got
to
what?
succeed,
Okay,
or you want them
you got
to
the
just
bar.
go there?
Oh, no. You got the bar,
which is an amazing tag. Like
right?
yes.
They're popping
I
right
think
now.
they're probably them and the Usos probably my top
The
2
Usos
right
are my
now.
favorite, but they're
because
definitely
they're the most
Yeah.
popping tag teams. Okay,
Yeah.
you got Titus Worldwide, which I see potential.
Listen,
Don't get me started
I
on
see-
Titus.
no,
listen,
I
no,
see
no.
potential
Listen,
in Titus Worldwide.
You got to remember, Titus was supposed to be in this picture, or at least in a title picture, until he hit Vince. He had won 14 matches in a row. And then he did the thing with Vince, and they jobbered him, and now he's back. They want him to. They believe in him. Like they
Yeah.
think he's a really good talent.
I have an opinion on Titus, but I will get into that
I
later
can't
on.
wait to hear that one. He's such a, and you remember he is a good guy, like outside, and they love
Oh,
that
yeah.
he's a really
Yes.
good guy. I don't know if him and Apollo have enough, like moxie, so to say. Like I don't know,
chemistry?
If they, like if they can really be champions. Like to me, them becoming champions is just like a dud right now until they get into another feud and win that feud. Them beating the Bar twice.
That's
to
what
me
they need, yeah.
was just so you didn't think that the Bar was going to beat Seth and Jason Jordan. That's why. That's the way I see it. Because I was like, how can I lose 2 of them and beat them? But Jason Jordan's hurt, so.
Allegedly.
Well, no, he hurt his back. He
got a headache.
Did he really? Hurt?
Yeah, no.
Jordan got a headache.
Yeah.
You know, he hurt his back at the pre-show. Not the pre-show, the week before that weekend.
The house show.
That's why he didn't. Yeah, the house show. That's why he didn't fight because he hurt his back. He got cleared to be in the ring and stuff, but no like power moves or anything. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. And also too with the Authors of Pain and the Undisputed Era match, it was like size versus experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to
and-
me, it told a really good story. It showed how like you take guys like I'm not going to talk about the whole indie thing right away. But you take guys with experience, right, and they tell a great story. Notice throughout the entire match they were working on the leg. They were chopping them down as we heard for years. They kept attacking Authors of Pain and working on the leg, to the point where they were able to get the upper hand at the very end, and boom, was able to get a victory out of it.
I didn't like the pin. That's one.
Yeah, I didn't agree with the pin.
Working on the leg so much. I felt like it should have been something where he just couldn't get up and he got pinned. But like to just a rollover with him being that big against a small guy, he could have just flipped over. I didn't like the pin, but I thought the match was 4 stars. I definitely disagree with 3, but I didn't like the pin at all.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I mean, the Undisputed Era, they're holding it down on NXT, man.
Absolutely are.
Yeah, and hopefully, if and when they do make it to the main roster, they'll actually be done right.
I feel like who's come up to the main roster? Who's the last person that came up to the main roster that didn't get the right push?
Oh, can I start?
Man.
So you got Apollo Crews who didn't get a good start.
He shouldn't have came up at the right time. I'm talking about who came up at the right time. He came up at the worst time
Oh, who
ever.
came up at the right time?
Who came up at the right time? You thought
Right
came up,
time.
Apollo. The first thing we
Right
said,
time.
Apollo came at the worst time ever.
Yes, Apollo
to
Crews
come up. It never should have came up at that
He
time.
should have been in NXT for about another year.
Yes,
or so
like he
before
came
got
up
called
way
up.
too early, and now he's been killed. Well, they love him, but you know what I
yeah.
mean by killed. It took him a year to really find
He
something.
gets no reaction.
Yeah, like he's went from getting an amazing reaction when he first came up because
out.
he could do everything.
Yeah.
To just remember he wasn't even losing matches.
Yeah.
But
Right.
they couldn't put him in any title because everyone had a nice feud going on, and that's the issue. Is that how many times do people come up and they don't get in the title picture? Like Bobby Roode for me, I thought they did right. They kind of put him in the title picture, but they kind of didn't. He won matches, he lost matches, but it didn't affect him. I thought they did Bobby Roode right, but not many other. Like he's a champion now. He gets a crazy reaction. I think that's the best you can hope for when you bring somebody up. Who else? I can't think of a lot of things messed up. A lot of people get injured. Like people keep forgetting. The Ascension got injured. When they came up, all this, they were cocky. He got injured though. It doesn't matter how cocky they were. I don't think that hurt them. I think it was he couldn't wrestle anymore. And then the Revival's been hurt 3 times.
Yeah.
So what do you do with people who, and you know how Vince feels about injuries. If you get injured,
Yeah.
he
He
craps
craps on
toxic.
But to me, when it comes to the Ascension, and this is the problem with a lot of guys that come up from NXT, is if you don't have anything for them, why are you bringing them up? There was literally
because the fans.
Huh? Yeah.
The one time they want to listen to the fans about stuff.
They don't.
But
do
the
it right.
fans seem to not understand that people have to, like, Samoa Joe is the perfect time for him to come up. He stayed there for
he
so
came
long
out perfectly.
because there was nothing else for him to, like, he would have come up and did what? And that's what fans don't understand. Like, you want him to come up and they're not going to become champions. They already did that one time with Finn Balor and it almost killed him.
Yes.
And they're not going to do that again. They're not going to let you come up and just be a champion because Finn Balor did that. He wasn't even getting reactions. He had to be the Demon King the week before to get reactions.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have to be you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense anymore to do that. So you have to come up and kind of win, lose.
Yeah, like our fans are coming up, bringing up some points. Eddie Ortiz says Asuka's being done right.
Amazingly.
Yeah.
She's been done amazing.
Ed Figueroa says the Revival's biggest case of the right time, worst luck.
Yes.
And then Eddie Ortiz says
they
another
came
thing.
up and beat the New Day when New Day was leaving. That should have been crazy because New Day is the best tag team with fans and watching and views, and then gets hurt.
But they both got hurt.
I know.
They both got hurt. One comes up, or they both come up. One gets injured. The other one comes back from injury. The other one gets hurt. It's like
in a year. I don't understand. They didn't get injured at all.
And then once they come back, what do? They bury him again at Raw 25.
Well, no, that was a good spot.
That was
for
just
them.
for a moment.
Yeah, that was for a moment. Them winning against. Listen, that was them being in that moment with the most views. I don't know if you see online. They crushed 1 million views. Them being in that match.
Yeah.
Just being in that match is so fans are like, who are they?
Yeah.
And then they won. They're about to get a push because they clearly just won at Royal Rumble. So that was just to put them in the moment because fans are going to watch that. And now we'll see what happens with them. I mean, as long as they don't get hurt, they should eventually become champions in the next 6 months.
Here's a quick little thing for you. All right. Now, do you sacrifice a team that you're about to push to get old stars over, or do you just keep them away from that whole situation altogether? Give them a spotlight on a regular match on that Raw 25 that doesn't include the whole DX and Scott Hall little thing, and keep them relevant without having that little blemish on their record. Because, most people will look at them and be like, oh, those are the guys that got jobbed out by DX. It's always going to be in the back of their head.
I don't think people are going to bring it up in a month, though. They're going to win. They just won at Royal Rumble. What's more? It's more. I think people view it more that they just won at Royal Rumble than they lost to superstars. Oh, I mean that they lost to all these all these old wrestlers.
And I can, as a matter of fact, I can give you another example of a team who got called up, who were involved in the same situation that got taken out by legends, the Ascension.
He got hurt though. That's different.
No. When the Ascension was still around, like when they first started coming up, they were on. What was it? I don't want to say Raw 1000. I think it might have been Raw 1000.
They won the first 3 matches they did.
No. But they were also in a skit where they were in the ring with a bunch of legends where they were talking all this junk.
Yep.
And then they got attacked by a bunch of I think
NWO.
NWO.
But doesn't that show that they believed in him? Because look what they did. They put him in that, and then they put him in a tag team thing. If he doesn't get hurt, they win the titles. He got hurt in the tag team tournament. So what I'm saying is they put you in that because they must believe in you because they were going to give him the titles. They just put that in because it's the most views you're going to get. The fans are going to me at least.
You can get, but the thing is, you can get
They're not getting that views for anyone else.
No, but you can get views. But as a team, relevant wise, you're going to be dropped down a little bit in a lot of in casual fans' eyes. In casual fans' eyes, they're going to look at the revival, not like us, where we are
we're
we're hardcore diehard fans.
Right.
We're going to look at the revival and be like, okay, that's this. But to a quote unquote casual fan's eye, you're gonna look at them like, those are the guys that just got super kicked and like the famous and stuff.
But now
like
they're
that.
gonna watch them,
huh?
But now they're going to watch them, and all they want you to do is watch them. They control if they win or not.
Just because you're watching them doesn't mean you're gonna be portrayed any better. Oh, someone's knocking.
Yeah. We're on the air.
C Nation.
Yeah. Hi. We're on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Leave. Yeah. Continue.
No. But like,
I get what you're saying, but I just don't. I don't think the evidence supports that. That's one thing.
I mean, if you think about it, like I said, the evidence with the Ascension,
he got hurt. That's why they didn't move it.
But you can't say that. You can't say that that's not evidence. If what
How
they did
is that evidence?
No, I'm saying that you can't say that it's evidence based on the fact that the guys just went in there. They got destroyed by legends.
So Ascension
and
lost.
Nothing
right?
occurred from it.
And then they went to the title match. They got hurt, and that's why they didn't win the titles. So if anything, didn't they get a push after?
No, because when has the Ascension had anything relevant besides being a part of Fandango?
They got hurt. If he doesn't get hurt,
exactly.
that has
These
nothing
guys
to do with
just
them.
got hurt too.
So what I'm saying is, they were in the legends, right?
Yes.
So right now, there's your basis.
Yes.
You're saying that should hurt them. Right after that,
No, I'm talking about the Ascension. That hurt the Ascension.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying that hurt the Ascension, but nothing, no evidence supports that because right after that they went to the tag team title match. They won their first match. They got hurt.
Let me try this again. My evidence is talking about the Ascension.
Ascension, go.
Okay, Ascension didn't work out for them being a part of Legends. That doesn't mean...
How do you know that doesn't work out for them? They got hurt. How do you know that it's not because of that?
Because of the fact that they're not relevant at this point.
Once they got hurt, they were out for 3 months and they got killed. It wasn't because of that.
Exactly.
That's injury, not
the
Legends.
Revival. Now, you
can't go to the Revival.
Eddie Ortiz did bring that up. He said the Ascension got buried by Legends, and that killed them, and they haven't been the same since.
But after the Legends, they had a
he
title
said
match.
with or without injury.
But wait,
So
you can't support that because he got injured. You don't wait. You guys are basing a factual thing and skipping over the fact that after that, right, a burial, which we all know means you don't get title shots after. They were in the tournament. They won a match. He got hurt. That's why they couldn't complete it. They were going to be champion. So how are you buried if you were going to be a champion?
I can answer that question with a question of my own.
Go ahead.
How come they haven't become champion yet?
Because after 3 months, new teams came up, and after injury, like most people, like when Dolph got injured, like when. Not Roman Reigns, he got injured, but he came back, he's God, so that's different. John Cena.
He said he's God.
I'm talking about actual
So I can't use guys who've been injured who've come back and succeeded.
Well, no, because some of them get buried after because of injury. Like Natalya was supposed to be champion. She got injured in the eye. She came back. It took her a year to get it.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler couldn't get title for a year.
And when did this?
It takes
If
time.
anybody can fact check this, whoever's watching,
My fault.
If anybody's watching can fact check this, please tell me when the last time the Ascension had any type of world tag team title match.
I don't think they ever had it.
Yeah,
They were second away. They've never had it, but they were in the process because they got hurt. Not because. But you're saying it's because of the Legends, and I'm saying that nothing supports that. But we can say what supports it is that an injury stopped them from getting it. One of us is literally saying, pointing to something that we know happened. Another one is using an opinion.
No, I'm not using an opinion. Listen to me.
How are you not using an opinion?
Wait, Adrian, have a Snickers.
Hold on. You're saying you got buried because of Legends.
Let me run this back for you one more time. Okay, go ahead. Relax. All right,
We haven't even got to the second match.
Oh, God.
We're not
We're not even talking about people who are important. We're talking about the Ascension right now.
I know.
We're not even talking about
The
people who
Ascension
matter.
is over.
Yes, the Ascension is dead.
Yeah, they do.
They're
I really do believe that the Ascension needs just a whole repackage.
They definitely.
Well, I thought they were
need to
going
be
back to NXT. I thought it was like 2
Repackage
months ago
them
they
there.
were supposed to
They
go back
could,
to
they
NXT.
could.
I don't know.
I heard something too about people they're going to be doing like a trade off
Yeah,
with some guys.
that
from
was
the
like
main
2 months
roster
ago,
getting-
but then
yeah.
I know that Triple H isn't big on it and Vince is, so
Yeah.
I figured it would happen.
All right.
Vince wants
Ray Gomes says Reigns is God. Edward says triggered.
No, all right, let me explain this to you really quick.
Go ahead.
All right, what I'm saying about the Ascension,
Yep,
it's not going to define what goes on with the Revival going forward.
I agree.
Okay, because the Revival was injured prior to this Legend situation.
Yep.
I'm just saying the perception of the Revival to casual fans is always going to be, hey, when I throw on Raw 25, because WWE is all about moments, they're always going to go back to, yeah, but they got, super kicked and famous-ered and got banged in the face
I
by
don't think
Road
you
Dogg.
can say that though. What casual fans is? I haven't heard a casual fan, and we have 1,000 of them on the page. Say that you're the only. I forgot they even lost at Raw 25.
No. I'm not talking, okay, I'm obviously not talking about. I'm talking about casual fans, people who will flip on
But
Monday
like,
Night Raw.
what
that
casual
Vince wants-
fan are you talking about? Because you must. Is there a casual fan you can point to?
I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
It to you.
All right, let me
A
explain.
casual fan is what Vince goes for the quote unquote money grab. A la, and I'm not saying this is because we can discuss this after, the Ronda situation. They want publicity. They want people to go out there and talk on ESPN and all this other stuff. All this other stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Those casual fans are going to look at this situation like, oh, those are the guys that got beat up by so-and-so.
But what supports that?
Hold on, I'm going to continue.
Okay.
When it comes to us, the diehard fans, we look at it as, like you said, they're getting the rub from those guys. They're in the ring with them. They're having their moment. But I'm talking about, like, when you're building up the Revival, especially right now, especially in what time of year is it? It's WrestleMania season.
Yep.
Okay? Like, we think it's going to be something good for them. The casuals are going to look at them like, oh, they're not going to be good, so-and-so, blah, blah,
My
blah.
bad. My bad.
No, it's okay.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Adrian. On Facebook Live.
Yeah. No, but when it comes to the Ascension comparison, right? With the Ascension, they never rebounded off of this. And as we see, they're not that great in the ring right now. Like, Connor's put on weight. Like you said, they've been injured and all this other stuff, right? When it comes to the Revival, I have faith in the Revival. I'm a huge Revival fan. I think those guys are redefining what tag team wrestling is going to be in WWE in the next couple of years. You get them in the ring with the Usos. You get them in the ring with the New Day. You get them in the ring with, like, Benjamin and Gable. I'm sorry to point back there and take away from what we're doing.
Yeah.
But you put them in the ring with those guys. They're going to put on some classic matches. They're going to put on some damn good matches. matches.
Yeah.
You know, it's just timing wise, I think the Revival shouldn't have been put in that spot. I get what you're saying about giving them the spotlight. For casuals, they're going to look at it a different way compared to people like us who actually are diehards for the product.
Okay, so ready, set, go. What casual fan is saying this?
Oh, I don't know. I got to go through my role.
And that's what I mean.
I'm not pinpointing little. I'm not talking
but
about
you can't base an argument on something that you can't point to.
Because we will get into the discussion.
That's what I mean.
Casual people like one thing compared to diehards who like something else.
I agree, but for you to make an argument that this, to me, like Eddie just said, that was more for the club, not even the Revival. I completely forgot the Revival even lost that match. I was thinking about the club, everyone doing too sweet.
Yes.
To me, that was for them. Their moment. Revival was in it to get views with the club. Yeah. But to be defined or for someone to point to it, I don't think that's going to happen at all. Because even then, who does that? What fan goes back and says, hey, they lost to them? I don't, as long as you win matches.
I can tell you what fan, I'm not going to give you their name or address or anything like that. No. But the casual fan are the 32 million people that are on YouTube watching those videos that are not the 32 million that are watching Monday Night Raw. Because there's millions of people who view Monday Night Raw and SmackDown that only go through their YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the casuals that I'm speaking of.
But
I'm not
you're
speaking
of casual things with no interaction of these casual fans, right?
Well, obviously we all interact with casuals.
Well, what I'm saying is no, like me per se. I can point to Eddie right now. Eddie just agreed with the club, right? I can agree that Eddie's what I'm saying about a casual fan. For example, I watched Raw 25 with one of my friends, this kid Ernest. Mm-hmm. If I asked him right now, what do you know about the Revival? You think he's going to say after he watched Royal Rumble, he's going to point to that they lost to them or that they won at the Royal Rumble against the club?
I would say they probably no. They're going to talk about the Rumble because most.
That's what I'm saying. That's where his. Go ahead, go.
Okay, but when it comes to people like that, right? I'm not talking about your friend.
No, he's a cat. I mean, I'm talking about he couldn't even tell you. I have a shirt that's
casual fans, and
I
can tell you this right now. Casual fans, when it comes to professional wrestling, remember the last thing they saw.
Bingo.
Yes, exactly.
So the last thing they saw, right? So when they go by that, and we just said was which they won at the Rumble. So them happening, their rub at the 25, those views. I'm saying that those people are going to watch wrestling. Some of them are.
Yeah.
So they'll forget about that and they'll remember them winning other matches.
But you know what they'll say when they're watching that match? If we're talking prior to Sunday, they're gonna say,
"Well, that was before Sunday. We're after Sunday."
No, but I'm saying like from between Raw 25 to the moment they came out on the Rumble. You know what those guys are gonna say? What? Hey, those are the dudes that were in the ring with DS.
Okay, but now
that's what I mean.
Okay,
I'm not talking about them going forward.
But what I'm saying is why it doesn't hurt them now is because we're after Sunday now.
Yes, after it.
So wasn't that my argument?
Let's talk about the next match.
We gotta get back to TakeOver.
Let's talk about Velveteen Dream, man. I love
that. Is my
yes.
I'm gonna tell you, talented wrestler.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do not like the gimmick.
Yo, you know, I will say this. I was very skeptical of the gimmick at first because I was like, oh my God, you're imitating Prince. How dare you? But
and Val Venus.
And Val Venus.
There's a lot of Val Venus. That
whole
listen,
and
there's
Jimi
a lot
Hendrix.
of Val Venus to this guy.
Yep.
That's the
which
thing.
which I'm
it just
okay
seems
with.
like a little too. It's something I've seen before, but a little too much of it.
Why does the crowd like him so much?
The dude's talented.
No, but I'm saying I always thought he'd get
talented.
an iffy response because of how he acts. Mm-hmm. But me watching it, and I rewatched it today, it's a really strong response.
Yeah,
and I'm
Goldust got. And it's Goldust.
Would you like to get the smarter hater version of that answer of why people like Velveteen Dream?
Why?
All right. As coming from somebody who watches wrestling, and whenever I get a chance, whenever I have free time, I'm a wrestling fanatic. What won me over with him was the Tough Enough. When he was in the house and he had that argument with one of the contestants where the guy was like, I don't need to know everything about professional wrestling. When he made that statement and said, look, if you're going to get into this business, you should learn this business. You should know this business. You should respect the people that came before you and learn this business. That's what won Patrick Clark over for me. Him coming in, and I know this is something we'll get into later on.
Eddie, we owe you an episode. He's like, why wasn't I in this episode? I'm like, all right, we owe you.
No, when it comes to that, it's like one of those things. It's like, all right, you're already cheering from this guy from the very beginning,
right?
You know, you're gonna pull for him as he progresses through WWE. The fact that he's on NXT right now and is having matches on takeovers, and the two people who won it, where are they?
Nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a kid who showed passion. And
That's
actually,
happened a lot. That's happened a lot. I think the most successful Tough Enough winner was who? John
Morrison.
Morrison.
Yeah,
Morrison
I feel like it
actually
happens
did
to
it.
all. I feel like that Tough Enough is just not really
Tough
producing.
Enough is like one
It
of the
doesn't.
Yeah.
But what it does it does
It's just
produce
ratings.
ratings.
Yes.
Yes,
And
that's true.
that's what it does. It's not
another
producing.
it's another tool to get ratings.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's literally just used for that at this point. I feel with nothing good is coming from that.
Yeah.
How did you guys? Oh wait, do you want to still talk? I like Velveteen Dream. I don't know if he's gonna get called up.
I gave it another 3-star match.
Agree.
Yeah,
I
Couldn't really
call it a
keep my
3-star, but
attention.
I think some 3-star matches are not bad. Not every match can be fine. I think that was
Right,
good.
yeah.
I like that he knocked him out in the first 30 seconds, but didn't pin him. I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of funny for the crowd. The crowd's like yelling "pin,"
Yeah.
and he's just running around because he's so happy.
Yeah.
And
Too, he tells really good stories in the ring.
yeah,
Yeah, his facial
Yeah.
expressions.
he sells
and-
things.
Yeah, like that "Say My Name" thing when he fought Aleister Black at the last
Yeah,
takeover.
they all
was great.
say, "Yo,
That was good. That was
great.
good. That was
they
a better
can-
match.
if
Yeah,
they
that was a
can-
better match.
Yeah.
He might get called up in the next year. He just seems like but some people understand. People get called up. Not everyone has to be top tier.
Agreed.
Like some
True.
people can just be in the middle.
Be in the
and
middle,
Be
yeah.
okay. I
And
don't,
that's one thing-
Everybody
and-
wants everyone to be top tier though. Like
And
everyone.
that's one thing that I
That's
missed.
what
Like
hurts
back in the day. Everybody didn't come in and just automatically be champion. There were a select few, but I'm
It
like,
makes-
you remember? Look, Shawn
it
Michaels.
turns fans
you
on people.
watched.
I'm telling you right now, it does.
You watched the grind. You watched Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
go do once tag team, get the Anaconda, then move on to the world. Same thing with Bret Hart. You saw that grind. Sheamus. A year. Not even a
but-
year. He was already WWE
he
champion.
was champion.
He beat John Cena.
But Sheamus, I felt like where they went wrong with Sheamus was that they tried to make him John Cena. I think that is where they went wrong, is that he beat him and then he went bad and people loved him and then he was good and he was bad. He was like Big Show.
Yeah, he's a
He
flip.
was like-
He was a flip.
He was kind of crazy. His
Flip-flop.
flipping for so quick in months, like 3 months, 4 months. You need
He
time
holds-
to change.
Yeah, but he holds up. He holds
No,
up
no, no,
pretty
no.
well.
I think he's a way better heel than he is a face. But so early in his career, he was good guy, bad guy, good guy. I mean, within like a year and a half, he had been good guy like twice and bad guy like 3
He's
times.
never been consistent.
Yeah, what I mean,
No,
And I
he's not
think
consistent,
what
but
happens
look
is
at Jericho.
fans Jericho's
Jericho's the GOAT.
But see,
But I'm just
Jericho
saying,
really
like,
listen to
reinvents
this,
himself.
Jericho's this
Okay.
time was good, but the time before this when he came back wasn't. That's the point. You have to strike when it's hot. Like again, for like the Miz. The Miz's last run now is amazing, but when he left before that and he came
Wasn't
back,
great.
it wasn't good at all. It was awful. It was awful. They took him off TV and they re-put him back on TV as a bad guy. There's only so many times you can be bad, good, and eventually the fans just don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like happened to Sheamus, and then they got him with this gimmick, which is pretty
Ooh,
cool.
okay, this is gonna piss you off. I know you're looking at it right now.
was
Eddie
given
says
the
Roman
world.
Roman was given the world considering
What's
he
the
was
world?
lost.
And
in
how long
NXT.
did it take? Losing in NXT isn't detrimental or anything. Seth Rollins was given the world then. By that, Finn Balor was given the world. You know what I mean? Like, that argument doesn't hold weight because you can't say someone's given the world and then skip over people who are actually given the world. For example, Finn Balor.
Okay, why are they not striking with Rusev and Braun? Then they're hot.
Because they never strike. They never strike when they're just right there. For example, again, he wants to use Roman. How well was Roman cheered against Batista? Him leading up, Roman leading up, the fans wanted him to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The reason why Roman is booed to this day, when he is booed, is because of Daniel Bryan.
You said that.
If Daniel Bryan doesn't, if his fans aren't crazy, they were cheering during Randy. I remember I decided I hated Daniel Bryan fans when they cheered during Randy Orton and Big Show's match, and they just destroyed the match, and the female match came on, and they destroyed it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. Like, I didn't want to watch wrestling because they just kept doing yes and yelling Daniel Bryan's name. I'm like, he just fought. He won. Like, what else do you want? Like, what else can they give you? He already fought. And I don't like Daniel Bryan fans. I'm not against them per se, but I just don't like their fans. But Roman's booed and he has to fight to get cheered. Back to that is because of Daniel Bryan. It's not because the year before he was the hardest wrestler. And they didn't give him the world then? No one gets early like that because Rusev is hot right now. But is he? He's a following, but is he hot right now? There's a difference between fans like Rusev Day and catchy. Fandango.
He has momentum going right now.
He has momentum.
That's
but
how I see.
Look at Fandango. Would you have given Fandango a title? Fandango was hot with that. He was on ESPN. They put him on ESPN with that, like whatever. He was as hot as ever. Well, he got a concussion. He was going to be Intercontinental champion, but no one was calling for him to be world champion. No one was. Braun is hot, but Braun is a baby compared to everyone else becoming champion. So why would it be okay to give Braun the title right now?
The money with Braun Strowman is the chase. Like,
Yeah.
that's
It's
where
the
money is.
story.
It's
the
the
same
chase.
story that they tell every time for every wrestler. So why would he get the title now? He should knock off Roman Reigns.
But some people need to be hot shotted. There's times where, like with Nakamura.
Oh,
right
I
now.
agree.
With Nakamura right now,
no, he went through hell. He had to lose to Jinder Mahal. He deserves the title.
Yeah.
But
No, he does.
he sold his soul for the title. To lose to Jinder twice, his only losses are to Jinder.
But see,
and
that-
one's clean.
but when Nakamura-
so,
Can I ask you this? When I know I'm going ahead, but when Jinder, not even Jinder, excuse me, when Nakamura won the Rumble, you thought of Victor, didn't you?
I cheered for. I want Nakamura to win the Rumble. I don't want Roman Reigns to win the Rumble.
You want to hear something funny?
I don't want Roman Reigns to
I
win the
was cheering
Rumble.
for Roman. Well, there's a reason why I was doing. Oh no! Before you do that, no, wait.
We're going way
I'm not going to win.
No,
I don't think
ahead.
anyone's
Before,
cheering
no.
for Roman
I'll give you
Reigns.
that in 1 second. Because what were we discussing before he got here about Roman Reigns? What did I say? What were my exact words about Roman Reigns?
Go with it. God.
Huh?
That's-
About the Rumble.
Yeah,
WWE.
I'm just kidding.
Now
I
you're
don't
reaching.
think- He's not even one of my
No,
top
no, no.
five wrestlers.
This is what I
but-
said prior to you getting here when we were talking about Roman Reigns. I said WWE screwed up at the Rumble
At the right
when
time.
Roman should have won. If they would have pulled the trigger that night
Against Batista.
Yeah, when Batista won the Rumble, if they would have pulled the trigger that night on Roman Reigns, it would be a whole different story. Roman would be the guy that you want him to be. That
Oh, that he is, but whatever.
yeah, same difference. Everyone has their own world. No, but Roman would have been the guy. Roman would have taken over the whole Daniel Bryan movement. It wouldn't have the Daniel Bryan thing wouldn't have worked if Roman won that Rumble. And Roman, they pulled the trigger 1 year too late.
Okay, and Figueroa says if Roman won the Rumble, there would not have been a Philly
this
for
one.
the Eagles to
And
come
that's
back.
why they used Roman
after the Super
to
Bowl.
help. Not to help, but per se is the most polarizing figure right now is now Roman Reigns, not John Cena.
And he's putting the target
And-
on his own back.
And listen, and that's a beautiful thing because the most polarizing figure before was The Rock. And these people who are polarizing, it doesn't matter because eventually WWE every time finds a way to get them cheered if they want them cheered. Every time. You can't name me a time that they try to get someone cheered, they will find a way. He was getting cheered with the Shield. After that. Who?
Wait.
How did the Shield thing work out?
Danny Ambrose got hurt.
Exactly.
That's not an argument.
Yes, it is.
And he was getting cheered after that. And I was putting up videos of him being cheered by
Last
himself.
time I heard Roman come out, there were not
He got
too many
booed in
cheers.
Philly. Listen, in Philly, and Philly booed Santa. So I'm okay with that. And he'll get booed. But what I'm saying is, polarizing is not is what they when I watch Triple H's interview, they don't care because he still sells the most stuff. They don't care. The people keep thinking he's still main events. He's still headlines. It's been a year. How many top stars have been away from a title for a year? He's not going. Cena does movies, but when he's back, he's usually
He's been
near
away
the
for a
title.
bit. When was the last time Cena had a title shot? Aside,
Well,
actually,
that's
he
different.
won the title last year at Rumble against Adrian.
And what I'm saying is,
and
he
hasn't been
won the
around it.
title.
Yeah, so
What I'm saying is,
there's top guys that don't actually
Well,
stay
no,
around the world title
well,
picture.
Who? John Cena left for movies.
Randy Orton. How long did Randy Orton go without a world title?
Without a world title?
Yeah,
fighting
or a
for
world title shot. Or a world title shot. He went a while without the title.
went a while, yeah.
Yeah, he went a long while without the title. To me, it's all about
Actually, yeah,
placement.
Randy Orton. I would say Randy Orton did go a long time, and he came back and got it. And people, and to me, when people argue, for example, he doesn't want Randy Orton around, right?
Right.
Yeah. To me, that's foolish because he has a following. He's a good wrestler,
Yeah.
and he brings in. But I understand what you're saying. You want new guys to get it, but you want specific new guys to get it, right? You don't want it to just be any new guy. You want it to be like Kevin Owens or like AJ Styles, right? You don't want it to be like you don't want it to actually be someone crazy to get it. You want it to be someone that you like.
Yeah, fresh people with talent.
Yeah, I was
agree.
going to say the same thing.
So what I'm saying is, let's say Adam Cole. Let's say Adam Cole came up,
Yeah.
and he got the title right now. You be okay with that? He's a fresh guy with talent.
Adam Cole? I mean,
I
not the
wanna see
top
Adam-
title.
I gotta see Adam Cole go through
Not the top
mid-card
title. Maybe
program.
like a mid card title, but not a
for
top
a little
title.
a while.
So what I'm saying
eventually,
is, what
eventually
fresh guy
leads to a
right
world
now?
title.
How about Sami Zayn? What if he won the title now? Would that be cool?
I wouldn't mind.
No,
So-
mid card.
Nah.
What I'm saying is, how does
his heel
Let me ask
right
you
now
so
has
if
been
Sami
good.
Zayn
I have
jumped
not
over
seen.
Nakamura,
I have
and
not
he took
seen
it from
Sami
AJ,
Zayn
that would be okay.
with a belt.
Nah, let Nakamura win first, then
So
Gang
what
gets
I'm
Sami
saying
Zayn
is,
the belt.
fans want something that they want, though. They don't want anything new. They have something in their head. They want to write wrestling, basically.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Because you know
That's
something,
not-
as a fan who likes that type of stuff of like fantasy booking and all that stuff.
Right.
Yes, I actually do like to rewrite history in my own head. 'Cause-
Everybody
But
does.
when it happens, don't you have to understand what's happening before you complain about it? And that's the issue
That's
that
the
I
thing.
think fans have.
You could see what's coming about. What did we know was the main event after the day after WrestleMania last year? What did we know the main event
Brock
for WrestleMania?
Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we already
but the
know
story
that, we
to
know
that is what you're supposed to be focusing on.
But,
Yeah,
the fact that there's no story to it.
The absolute story.
Nah,
to
it's
it.
Well, to be fair, the story is like Roman Reigns and Lesnar are the only two men who have defeated the old guy at WrestleMania. That's it.
But that's
Yes.
not how it
Can
works.
you, like,
though. See what I mean? For you to say that is
No, he's
you're
taking shots at
Yeah,
me.
the shot.
He's taking shots at me.
It's the fact that when you bring up the Undertaker, you don't view his losses. You remember what he did at WrestleMania. Only time you view it is when you see Brock and Roman Reigns, and that's the point of it. Them fighting. Do I think it's gonna be a great match?
No.
I don't think it's gonna be a great match, and I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I don't think Roman Reigns puts on bad matches. I can't name a bad match he has. Him and the Miz the other day, I love that match. I love Miz won. I said I wanted Miz to win for two reasons. One,
It sealed the fate.
at least I was terrified because I had heard that he was gonna win the title back. I was like, if he wins the title back, how can he fight Brock Lesnar for the title? It scared me. I was happy he lost. I wanted him to lose clean because to me it makes me think that he's gonna try to fight him again. I don't want that, but I want to see Roman and Brock do it because one, the title does have to be on Raw more often. Last time when I argued that it doesn't need to.
I can go with you guys against on that 3-1. I'll take that one on because I actually don't mind the title not always being on
I was
Raw.
okay with not always when he had showed up, but now he's just going like
now he's just
longer.
now he's
because he had went 10 of 11 weeks of going on. I was like, he doesn't need to fight. But now we don't even see the title.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming
Well,
a
it is
distraction.
hideous, so I don't mind.
I mean, my perception of that is I don't mind the big fight feel. And the fact that
Yeah, and that's
Brock's
what it's gonna
doing
be.
it makes it feel when
The
Brock's
fact that
music
Brock's going to
hits,
put somebody over
yeah,
is going to be crazy. Because who does he put over?
Brock, nobody.
So the fact that
no.
he's okay with putting Roman Reigns over, the fact that Undertaker
I
was
guess
okay
if you
with
want to
putting
call
Reigns
when he
over,
put Seth Rollins over for Money in the Bank, and he didn't even take the pin.
Yeah, no, he didn't put him over.
and he
But
kinda-
Seth won the
and he
match,
made-
and the story was about how Brock didn't get pinned. So it actually gave Brock more of a legend feel that he had to lose a title by not being pinned.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he has 304 days as champion, which I think is great that they keep mentioning because of the fact that as we get to the story, we know Roman's going to win. The casual fan, like you say, needs to hear that this guy has been champion for a year. They don't need to know that he hasn't been on 2 months. They don't need to know that even though he's had some damn good defenses this year, as just of the people he fought, not the matches. Just when you look at history and you see that he beat Samoa Joe, you see that he beat Braun clean.
He beat the top names.
Yeah, he beat the top names. And when it ended, because when they write the history books, you don't care what the person was doing. When you hear Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar after what Brock Lesnar did, 5 years, 10 years, no, that's a big thing. And that's what they're doing. They're writing that. The AJ Styles, to me, needs to beat John Cena again. But because he lost the title to him at Rumble, he's going to lose to Shinsuke. I would hope. I don't know why AJ needs to go to Raw. To me, AJ needs to move to Raw because he's bigger than Smack. I don't want to say bigger, but he's up there in SmackDown.
No,
right
I
now.
agree. He's actually bigger than SmackDown.
He needs to go there and fight Roman Reigns. To me, and win a match. Maybe switch the titles over. That's what I think. I like when the titles wasn't. You had to keep it for 7 months. I don't mind if Roman wins it. That's the story. His story ends. His story ends at WrestleMania. His whole story now, his losing, his winning, ends at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The next story has to be what he does with the title, which I think he should lose and win back, but he should lose. He should be champion for longer than Jinder was, which is 4 months or whatever.
That was
But nonetheless, he should lose to AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles should go to Raw, and I think Seth Rollins should go to SmackDown. I think Seth is being. He's someone that I think needs to expand and have new battles and have new things.
Yeah.
With Dean being out, I guess more severe than they thought. Him and Dean were great, bringing back the Shield. That was great for them. But it's done now, and you can bring it back again in 2 years. They're all going to be in wrestling for another 12 years. You know what I mean? You can do that later. I just feel like AJ needs to go to Raw, like when Edge went to. Remember when Edge was on SmackDown? And he was on Raw. It just expand their fans because he's going to lose to Shinsuke. He should too, and he's probably okay with that. Sucks he's going to lose at another WrestleMania. He'll be 0-2 at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But
No, he'd be 2-1. He beat Shane this year.
he did beat. Wait, AJ?
AJ? Yeah, he beat Shane this year.
Oh, he did beat Shane. Yo, Shane hasn't won a match. Shane needs to win a match. I hope he fights Daniel Bryan and beats him. I'm sorry. Shane has not won a match since he came back. I don't want Daniel Bryan to fight just so we all understand this.
I don't want him to fight WWE.
I don't want him to fight. I don't want him. Yeah, I want him to go somewhere else. And that's. I can't wait till we get to that. That was awfully done with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That could have been a great opening, and they botched that for me in so many different ways. But go ahead, go. I'm sorry because
let's continue.
I feel so bad.
Yeah, let's continue on. There was a
no
good,
disagreement, Eddie.
Yeah, there was a great NXT Women's Championship match, which told a very good story. The champion Ember Moon, the only winner from Dallas, defending against Shayna Baszler.
First of all, they are the Mavericks, so you can kiss my ass. We still got them 5 rings.
Wait,
Okay?
listen, the Mavericks suck too.
Yeah, but yeah, yo, Ember. But it was a good story. Like Ember Moon, like she went in the ring against that bully Shayna Baszler, who was
they
just
made her such a bully though. It was
Yeah.
crazy how they.
Yeah.
Me too. Like they literally made her. Like you were like, I hate
yeah.
you.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
she was
like-
like that
You know
video
what I
pack.
mean? Even if you like her, you're just like, I hate you. Like,
Yeah.
you're such a you're
Yeah.
mean. You
That
don't
whole-
smile. You're just like, and when you do smiles because you just broke someone's arm, like you're a mean person.
Yeah, like that whole video package of her like choking out trainees at the performance center.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you know what? But you know what?
Yep.
It worked.
Yeah,
It worked
It worked.
beautifully. And then the way Ember won for me is what sold the match. She couldn't beat her any other way. She hit her with the Eclipse and almost died. They all came out. She's like, I just want to fight. And you just see that like the heart that Ember Moon has, because she really did hurt her arm, I guess, and or whatever they're saying she really did after, and she's still into. Anyways, we'll talk about that. The fact that she won the match like that, and it was a penalty. It wasn't like it was like, yo, this girl's next up. Like she kind of put over the girl that she beat. Still made you think, wow, she had to like roll her off the beat. Like she couldn't beat her as Ember Moon normally does. She just beat you. She
You got
couldn't
to find a way to win.
Yeah, she had to find a way. The
win.
champion had to find a way to win. It's a good story. I hope they continue it.
Yeah.
and the whole time, like when Baszler had her in the arm lock, like Ember Moon had her arms clapped, so she couldn't get the whole.
Yeah, like she was
arm lock.
begging.
Yo,
she kept
she
spinning
sold
around
it like crazy.
She
Like
was
that.
spinning around and she wouldn't quit. It just it made you fans of both of them because you're just like Shayna's gonna win this match. But you're like, is she? And then they roll her up and Shayna's face is like, what the hell just like she's like, I'm better than you though. Like in her when she went to attack, she's like, I can beat you though. Like you beat me by some like quick
was a
move.
fluke.
But yeah, like,
Win.
you're a fluke champion, and I think that they should really go hard with that. That she's like, she can't beat me, and they should do some type of match, some maybe submission. Well, no, because you don't want everyone to submit because she's a good champion. Maybe some type of match, maybe a hardcore match, some type of match that can get Shayna. I think she deserves to be champ. They sold me on her being a bully and taking over NXT.
In all honesty, with Shayna Baszler, like if you guys look back at the little post that we had in the group, Kyle asked me who we think would win the Rumbles. My picks were Nakamura to win the men's Rumble, and my surprise pick was Shayna Baszler. Because I would say this: if they weren't going to get Ronda Rousey, you have an MMA star, not as huge as Ronda, but you have a legit MMA girl on the roster. Why not have her in one weekend? Defeat Amber Moon, win the NXT title, have her show up at the Women's Rumble, have her win the Women's Rumble, go into WrestleMania as NXT champion, and have her contest against either...
Triple H is so against it. That's
I know that, but I'm saying, like, story-wise, wouldn't that make her look like the ultimate badass?
No,
and
it
put her
would.
up against
It
like a
would.
Charlotte.
No, it would and have her beat like it would, but because Triple H is like.
Yeah,
when
he's
they
very-
made
he's-
Paige and Vince was trying to convince him to he made him drop the title. Like he doesn't want.
He's protective of
Yeah,
his
like he
kids.
doesn't like the call ups are Vince from
Yeah.
NXT to go into Royal Rumble, like to go to Royal Rumble and show up out of nowhere like the guys. That's not Triple H.
Yeah,
he doesn't
Vince
like
Strong.
he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that someone's going in the match and they're just gonna lose.
Yeah.
because they're not winning it. So it doesn't. Your first fail like when AJ Styles he supposedly fought. That like he didn't want AJ Styles to go into the Royal Rumble because he's like let's bring him up on Raw and it worked out though I'm saying because AJ Styles is a star but Vince knows what he's doing sometimes but you know what I mean I don't know
I actually gave that one a 4.5.
yeah
I agree.
Yeah.
That
4.5.
definitely
that
think
was
it's-
damn good.
I thought that was a damn good match.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is when the show really started picking up. That match was when the show really started picking up for me.
They have some good announcers too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They really
Mauro Ranallo's a
Yo.
beast.
yeah they have some damn good announcers.
Can I say this? R.I.P. Booker T's announced career. I hated Booker T. I
Shucky
hated
ducky
him.
quack
just,
quack.
He just messed up when he said
He messes up like
no
every
when he
match.
messed up when he said something really bad and like
He always says something really bad.
Look at Cesaro.
what did he say? Oh my god, I can't remember. And it's
Cesaro, he mispronounced something and he got set back pretty.
yeah.
It's the same thing, just
Booker T messed
unannounced.
up so many times.
I'm not a fan of Booker. I wasn't a fan of him.
Southpaw using his right hand. I was like,
Oh,
what?
so-
Like, and even Graves was like, what did you just say? Because they don't know what they're saying. I was watching Cole when he said like they don't know who's gonna win the match. They just announce the match because
Yeah.
they don't want to know who's winning because they want to seem surprised or whatever. So
Yeah.
when they're announcing and they're going, you hear someone say something crazy like Booker T. I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, I would literally ask like I don't know how they just pick up on each other and just keep going. Because I'd be like,
I will say this: I like the fact that Coach is here now. I know we're getting
love
a little
that
off
he's
topic
here.
again,
Yeah.
but he brings that feel on the commentary that it's like he just came back from the sports world. Like he's a WWE guy, like, but him coming back from the ESPNs and all that stuff,
Correct.
he like vocally, he's gonna portray something that seems sports related.
Yeah.
Like there were times where like yesterday with Braun Strowman when he flipped over the thing. Like I saw the first little half of Raw. When he flipped over that thing, he's like, dude, this is the first time I've ever seen Braun, and I'm like petrified of the guy. Like that sold it for me. It's like you're giving more legitimacy to these characters.
Right.
Like coming from
They
an
messed
outside
up
point
last
of
night
view.
with Raw, just so we understand. They had a lot of viewers, and they didn't. They should have did something kind of crazy last night, and they didn't. They had almost 4 million viewers, and which is about 1 million more than they normally do after the great shows they had the last 2 weekends. For them not to surprise us with anything like they normally do at WrestleMania, I think I think that was a letdown. I thought something maybe Ronda should have came out or not.
That's what I was.
It was just they
expecting.
had a lot of viewers watching that. They're gonna have a lot of viewers watching SmackDown. I really hope that they have something that keeps those viewers watching, because those are just new fans. Like those are people who are watching, and to me,
Casual
Yeah.
viewers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I don't debate a
Full
casual
circle,
viewer.
full circle.
Yes, I don't debate a casual viewer. I debate what you said about the casual viewer. What I'm saying is they had 4 million viewers, 4.5 when Roman was on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Aleister
So,
Black versus Adam Cole.
Great.
Extreme Rules match.
5.
Yes.
5 stars.
Great.
5 stars. First of all, I'm pretty much growing into an Aleister Black fan. I have not seen a bad Aleister Black match.
Nah, he's a star.
He's a star.
Yeah, he's got
Hope he
that.
doesn't get called up anytime soon.
No,
Yeah,
not
true.
not yet.
From
Not
what
right
I know
now.
about Aleister Black, Vince is dying to get his hands on him. I know he wants to call him up. I'm praying to God they don't call him up. Let this guy go down there, maybe get a quick run with the NXT title, like how Kevin Owens won it, and a couple months later he was already on Raw.
Right.
Yep.
Like at least let him chase the belt, because I know right now they're going
after
to go.
WrestleMania. There's just nothing for it. You're just gonna.
There's nothing for him right now.
It's just
That's
a
what I'm saying.
waste.
There's no point.
Unless they're a
Yeah.
female.
There's no point in
It's
bringing
just
him
a
up right
finish.
now, because
It's
we
a
all know
waste.
Cole.
So they're
What's
gonna
time
bring
to
him
come
up for the Andre Battle Royal.
Yeah, that would be pointless. I would say keep him down
If
there.
they do
'cause
that, I'm not watching.
I think the chase right now.
They
in
almost-
NXT
You are watching because we're all getting together for Mania. We're watching.
Oh, I'm coming to Mania. I'm down for this thing.
Yeah.
No, when it comes to Black, right? Because we all know Cole's probably next in line for the title. I say you let Black chase it through Mania weekend, have him go. Whether he wins or loses against Andrade, which spoiler alert, I know we're supposed to do that one next, but have him chase through Andrade or whatever. Have Cole come in there. Have them go through the summer. Have them go all the way through SummerSlam.
Right.
If they're gonna do a draft or they're gonna do a superstar shakeup or whatever, that would probably be the time to slip him in there. Like when they're bringing new eyes to the product and everyone's like hyped up for a big show. For now, I say Aleister Black, stay in NXT, keep doing what you're doing, build that big fan base. Like when Balor was down there, when Balor was when Balor was in NXT, I remember them coming to the Ryan Center. That place was damn near sold out. With half, like it was only half of the arena, but the place was damn near sold out for Finn Balor and Nakamura. You know what I'm saying? Love that dude. Elias just came on the screen.
My bad.
No. Like if he develops that fan base right now, because he doesn't talk, his character is mysterious, you know.
Right.
He does need to talk though. Just to throw it out there.
I don't think he needs
He
it.
does if he's coming
don't
up.
think so.
He does. If you want him to succeed,
It's kind but you know what? It's kind of like
they make
old
Asuka
school
talk.
Taker.
They
Yes.
make Naka
Yes.
talk.
It's like old no, but it's like
They
old
won't
school
allow it.
Taker.
They
Taker
will
barely
not.
talked when
They
he
will
first came
not.
out, and what happened? He had the title. He had the
That
title
was
within the first
before
year.
Social media stuff. They will not allow that now. They will not allow that.
For the guy not to speak in promos.
Yes. It doesn't
No,
happen.
I think they could do that with him.
If he's going to be as big as you guys want him to be, he has to speak. They
But
make
he's a-
Asuka speak. They make Nakamura speak. Trust me, he has to speak.
Well, he doesn't need to be
Yeah.
on the microphone all the time.
No,
no, but he has to. He's just never on it. He has
Brock
to.
barely speaks.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Brock Lesnar barely speaks.
He has an advocate who speaks for him.
doesn't
He has
have
a
to.
legit advocate.
Why can't we
Right.
put an advocate? With
That's
him?
different. If you say an advocate with him, that's different. But he cannot just go up there and just be like the reason why Naka does classes. He doesn't like because they want him to speak. Like they want you to be on the mic. They want you to be able to put you on front of us and go on today's show like John Cena. And you have to be able to speak. It's just the new era.
But then again, if you look at it like you were comparing him to the Undertaker in the early
25
right?
years ago, it's not gonna happen.
But you know something? There's something about a mysterious character that
Yep.
you're
That
always
worked.
wondering.
Who was the
people
last
were drawn.
mysterious character that worked?
Sting.
Sting.
Exactly.
When he came to
You just made my point. Exactly.
That a mysterious character was working.
That could work.
Because you
It could
wanted
have
to hear
worked
him
20
speak.
years ago.
But listen,
I said now, tell me the last character. If you're going to go over 20 years ago, then my argument works. It doesn't work anymore. They cannot have that.
That doesn't mean it doesn't work because they can rehash something old and make it new.
They don't
again,
do
which
it. They're never
can
going to
polish
do
it.
it.
They can polish
What is WWE's main storyline for the past 25 years, or let's say the last 20 years?
Okay, but
So
you think they're going to rehash it with
the
black?
heel authority figure?
the heel authority figure. They've been
That's
doing
different.
that. Yeah,
that's
it's
like superheroes.
But it's still like
That's not.
it's
That's,
still
you guys are on
something
to
that.
it. That's you guys are making a really bad argument. That's a really bad argument.
Listen
That's a
to the
good guy in a
I'm
bad.
just saying it's
Listen to the
something that
argument.
could possibly still
I'm
work.
not saying
I'm not saying it's gutting.
I'm not saying. I didn't say it wouldn't work. I'm saying it's not going to happen.
that's
the-
not going to
No,
happen.
I do. I can go
It's
for the
just
last
like
20
saying
years.
Ascension's getting a world tag team
Nope,
title
I never
match.
said that they were.
Well,
Bring her back. I'll bring that back.
No, but you know what I'm saying,
need
though, right?
help.
Think about it. If everybody's doing the same, like the Paul Heyman statement that he always makes about ECW, right? If
Yeah.
everyone's doing the same exact thing and you hear a loud bang on this side, we're all going to look. If we see
Yep.
everybody doing the same thing
they
where
don't
they're all
do that
talking, they're
anymore.
all on social media, and then you have this.
So why do they make
mysterious-
Nakamura talk then?
Hold on,
Why
hold
can't
on,
he be
explain.
mysterious?
Let me explain.
I already know your argument, so I already know what you're saying.
What am I going to say?
You're saying that if you hear the bang, you're going to look at it. Clearly,
No,
you
no, no,
lobbed
no.
it up and you junked it. Like
No, no.
Griffin. That's not the
This is
point.
the analogy I'm trying to make. If everybody's doing the same thing, right, and somebody starts doing something different,
Yep.
and people aren't going to be interested in that guy who, why doesn't he talk? What does he have to say? Like, why is he so mysterious? What's up with all the tattoos? If he's not talking, you're going to still wait every week.
You're gonna wonder.
You're going to wonder.
Until he talks.
Exactly.
But then he'll stop talking. There's no way. You're going to tell me that. So wait, they're going to think of this idea after the last 20 years of not using it and use it now.
Quite possibly,
Probably.
yes.
It could work.
I will
Think
bet.
about it.
Okay, how about this? Forget that. I will bet you both $50 that doesn't happen.
Why do you have to gamble?
Because I have a gambling problem. What do you
This is
mean?
our first time meeting everybody.
I will say to Adrian's point before we move on to the main event. The reason why it works so well for Sting is because Sting already built up that cachet with the fans
Yes.
for so long.
It doesn't work because they don't do. Oh, the reason why it not work, they don't do it anymore because of the age we're in. There's a reason why you hear people who aren't good on the mic still try to talk. People who don't speak English still try to talk because they need to point to that and put them on shows and do stuff. The reason why Asuka spoke in Japanese last night, spoiler alert if you didn't watch it, was not. It was for the Japanese base to watch it, who I assume is part of the extra million after she watched it. That's why I think SmackDown's going to break 3.5 tonight. The first time they'll have done it in 2 years. Just saying. I think it's going to be big. I think Asuka last night should have fought, but. That was my. I thought.
Asuka did fight.
Not fight. I'm sorry. My apologies. I don't think that she should have fought last night. I think it should have been mysterious. I don't think she should have fought Sasha Banks last night. I think that should have been for next
I think
week.
for Sasha Banks' safety, she should.
Well, we'll talk about that later
Yeah,
on.
the dives.
Yeah.
My fault. I thought she shouldn't have fought last night. I
Right.
think that should have been. You want to go back and watch the Royal Rumble and see what she did.
What's going on, Grande? James Vincent.
I'm sorry to bring topic again. I'm sorry because it's on the screen. Did anybody else love the Heath Slater thing in the Rumble?
No.
Oh my god, I loved it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny, but
You need some kind. You need
yeah,
some
like
type
I
of
get the
entertainment
comedy, but
for
I
it.
was like, when I see people enter the Royal Rumble now, and I'm like, why? And now why are you in the Royal Rumble? Like, it just makes me mad. I'm like, why is he in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, then the main event for the NXT Championship match, which is my favorite WWE match of the year so far, Andrade Cien Almas, the NXT champion, versus Johnny Gargano.
I mean, it's just January. I'll let it go.
Yeah, I mean, so far, definitely a 5-star match.
Yes.
I give it 5 stars.
although
Grande says Roman Reigns is a bum. Debate further.
Yes, we will agreed, but more on that
Grande?
later.
I don't see this.
But
James Vincent.
I will say that this Andrade.
We call him Grande. His last name is Grande, so we call
Right.
him.
Oh, I don't
So-
even respond to James Vincent.
Yeah, so
he's being crazy.
So Andrade Cien Almas, like I gotta say one thing about him, like if you asked me at this time last year that Andrade Cien Almas would be a legit contender for the NXT Championship, I would have laughed in your
not,
face.
yeah.
I would have been like, hell no, because he started off, he had a rough start in NXT,
Yeah, real bad.
but
start.
yeah, but once he linked up with Zelina Vega, he got focused.
Thea
He became
Trinidad,
a more focused,
AKA Austin Aries' wife.
right? And then like once he became a more focused
he
heel,
wanted to come back.
started showing more personality, started winning matches consistently. Then he surprisingly won the NXT Championship against Drew Galloway last November. This match, even though it would have been a great feel good story if Johnny Gargano won, I'm very glad that Cien
don't want
Almas
him to win.
retained the championship. I'm glad that
The
happened.
story is better when it keeps continuing.
Yeah.
I think rewarding him in that match would have been bad. I think that he needed to lose. So now you're just
See,
I agree.
So
He
you can
get it.
really
Yeah,
get
like,
behind.
yo,
You can really
yeah, like-
get behind him. So
Gargano,
then, like
right?
when the moment
Yeah.
finally
Yeah,
comes,
like-
it's like it's a big
that
crying
moment,
mess.
Because
Yeah.
some people don't need that moment, but I feel like his moment, remember, because he goes in the crowd like champ, like he didn't need it last night. I felt
Yeah.
like if he fights for the title when they do it near WrestleMania that weekend, I think that would be
I think that would be better,
that
too.
would be his calling right there.
Yeah.
That match was amazing, to be honest.
It was, and I also like the storytelling with Zelina Vega's constant interference, and then Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano jumped Vega.
Made me reminisce of Miss Elizabeth and Sensational Sharon.
Yes.
I just kind of went back to that moment, when they were fighting over Macho Man at that point.
I think at one point both athletes got a standing ovation during the match.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
I wouldn't call this Daniel Bryan. No, no, that's not. Daniel Bryan was world champion before this. I'm sorry, responding to Eddie. He was tagged. No, this is different. Daniel Bryan to me wasn't of when he's going to get it. It was just like how. I think, Johnny, you actually don't know in NXT if he's going to get it. Like, you just don't know if he's going to be champion. Daniel Bryan, you knew he was going to be. As soon as they said him and Triple H were fighting and the winner got to go, you knew he was going to win.
Daniel Bryan got that moment because CM Punk quit.
Yeah. Well, because CM Punk was supposed to fight Triple H. And
Mania.
It's so crazy, too, because I really pray. I used to pray that CM Punk came back, but he's such a baby. And he's one of my favorite wrestlers, but he's a child.
What was that?
CM Punk, he's a child. He got the longest reign in the modern era.
Yep.
He only basically has the only winning record against John Cena. He's lost once to John Cena. He's like 5-1 against John Cena. Who?
Edge have a slight advantage on Cena?
I thought it was 4-3, but I know he's like 5-1.
Somewhere around it.
Yeah, it's like that, but I know he's 5-1 against John Cena.
Yeah.
When John Cena was at his peak. You just don't see that. And they let him be champion, and he didn't main event WrestleMania. I understand that. Like, I understand, but everything else they gave him, from good guy to a sales to bad guy when he wanted to go heel to back to good, like everything he wanted besides WrestleMania they gave him. Fighting Triple H at that time, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be all over TV. He wasn't going to main event because these people are coming back. You have to understand, when they come back, the fans they bring in, the Legion that Brock was bringing in, the Rock's bringing in, doesn't matter how good wrestlers they are. They bring in a different audience, and that's just going to pay. You've got to understand sometimes where your role is.
I think Punk got hot at the wrong time.
Oh, I mean,
he got hot at the wrong time. Even with that 1 year reign, if they knew The The Rock was coming back. Yeah, they knew they were setting that up. As much as I like Punk too, I actually like Punk. I like the fact that he stands up for what he believes in, and that's his his moral code. I totally get that. I pray to God one day he comes back to professional wrestling. I'm not saying WWE, but I pray to God he comes back to professional wrestling.
If it's anything not WWE, it's going to be pointless.
Hey, you never know.
At this point,
plus he left on.
at this point,
it has to be WWE.
And plus, he doesn't.
He will come back though. I would love to. He will. They all. Bret Hart can come back.
Bret Hart can come back. Bruno Sammartino can come back.
I think he'll show back
Sting
up.
can show up.
I think his face will show up on WWE.
Warrior,
but I don't think
they
bashed.
I had that self-destruction DVD.
Oh, they did him dirty.
Yeah,
they did him dirty.
It was a roast.
When they did the Warrior.
Oh, did he who dirty?
The Warrior.
Oh yeah,
that self-destruction video.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So if he can come back and they can give him his own spotlight the day before and that's why he was living basically, because he died the next day.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
I was shocked when I saw that he died the night after. He
looked good the day before. I thought he looked
straight. Yeah,
he was running around. He did his thing. He
did a little rope shake and all that. Yeah,
I believe he'll be back in 2 years. That's my thing. I think about a 5 year. I think he'll be back because
I think after his next, if he has another UFC fight,
supposedly they're gonna give another one. The way UFC is trending down, they're gonna give another fight to get
another one.
He'll lose and then he'll come back.
UFC's actually
it's trending down all there from last year and the year before.
Plus, it's contract time for them too. So
it's just tough for UFC. On another note,
Fox is trying to get WWE.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't know if
WWE right now financially is like at an all-time high.
Yeah, that's why Vince sold $100 million to get XFL, which everyone should watch.
I'm down.
Yeah.
See, my thing with
wait. Wait,
what do you want to say?
Are we gonna get the same teams?
I hope
no.
Orlando Rage.
No,
Thank you.
Orlando Rage.
No.
We're killing it.
I was on Orlando Rage.
I don't think they are because of they don't want to. They only use XFL because nothing else you can go with FL that made sense. But they're trying to get away from
what they had before.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that, but I'm like,
I was a better.
I was a Rage fan.
It's a better marketing to just get new teams just because of what it was associated with of failing. Right. They only used X because there's nothing else you can use with FL.
And there was really no definition to the X.
Yeah. They were trying. They thought of other names, but nothing
like
made
extreme
sense.
football.
Like nothing else made sense.
Just don't get a blimp.
I watched his press conference. He was like, "We tried to get away from it, but nothing else made sense besides X."
Yeah.
So they kept it, but they're trying to get away from it.
Just do not get a blimp. That's all I say.
Yeah.
Let it. I mean, Joey Styles said this. Let it run on its own. You don't need to come out saying this is the XFL.
Oh no, he's going to be visible. He's not going to be visible.
Yeah, he's not going to be a visible part of the.
No, he's not going to. He said clearly, like at the championship or whatever, but he's not he's not going to be like he's not going to be that.
He's not
guy.
going to be handling the day-to-day
Yeah,
operations.
and the fact that he owns the whole thing is why he doesn't want to seem favoritism or anything.
Right.
I'm showing up at this game, can't show up at that game. You know what I mean? So he seems like he's taking it more serious. He has an ego. I don't know how long he'll do that for, but it seems like he's taking it. But
I have one quick thing about the Andrade and Gargano thing.
Yeah.
The end of the match. Do you guys think they pulled the trigger too early with the Ciampa thing at the
yes,
very
Calvin,
end
I
of the
agree.
match?
I thought it was the right time because Ciampa's been out for several months because of his knee injury.
Yeah.
So they're going to continue that storyline.
Was where I remember when you're gonna have the most people watching. I think that was a good time. I believe this was because when else? When are you gonna wait for?
Yeah.
See, I would if we were correct, right? And Gargano should win it, or we're agreeing that Gargano will probably or should win it at Mania or Mania weekend.
Mania weekend, yeah.
Wouldn't you think it would be a better story if no one saw Ciampa for all this time? He's still currently rehabbing. We saw the brace and all that stuff. If he was to appear at the end of the match out of nowhere and attack Gargano at his moment of shine, like a la Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That would bring more heat to Ciampa.
To Ciampa, yeah.
Yeah, simply that. It would just bring more heat. It would bring more heat to him, and it would just become like just a great run.
Yeah.
Just a great rivalry between the two.
Yeah, see, I
So
think
now
the
it's like
rivalry's
now
gonna be great
he gets it. Gargano's he has his moment and all. He comes out, huge money making feud.
As much as I'm a indie Mark guy or whatever,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't Philly, I totally get the whole Philly aspect. But I think if you would have done that in front of the WrestleMania crowd that would be there for that weekend, it would have been so much hotter.
Huge.
So much hotter. That's my only gripe.
I just
I
don't
don't
think
mind
they
it.
wanted him not to wrestle for another 3 months. I just think that they just didn't want him to not like he's healthy. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like they just want it. Like there's another 3 months. They might have plans for him. I think it was great that you. I mean, 2 weekends you can do it. You can do it this weekend. Do it WrestleMania weekend. I think it was great. I don't think it could have been better.
It wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but-
Like if this is the B, that's the A. I think it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. But
Yeah.
what you said? Notable appearances.
It was-
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. We had 3 notable appearances at TakeOver. We had the tag team of War Machine coming from New Japan,
War
Ricochet,
Machine versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
or Authors of Pain. That would be a dope match. Ricochet, one of the best cruiserweight wrestlers in the world, is coming to NXT. That's going to be hot. And the return of EC3, Ethan Carter III.
Yeah.
So that's going to be some pretty hot fire for the NXT roster.
EC3 isn't going to stay down in NXT for long.
I
think.
don't
No,
think
I
so.
don't think
He was Derek Bateman, right?
Yeah.
When he first
Yeah.
started? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Daniel
I don't
Bryan
think,
was his coach.
I definitely don't think he's going to stay down there long. I think Ricochet isn't either because
Don't say it.
I will say this though: 205 Live is a death.
it is.
205
There
Live,
it is.
Adrian, is a death sentence for Ricochet.
Yes.
listen, I understand, but they're trying. Like I think they're gonna, and I agree with you. But the reason why they gave Enzo the title was they thought having somebody that
Who has that star power
it
could
didn't
boost it up a
save
bit.
it.
Star power.
It didn't
Yeah.
save it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fake
They
star
boosted it for
power.
like a couple
Yeah.
of weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah,
and
and
just
it
died
for
back
like
down.
2 weeks and it died out. Like
Yeah.
it's the
Enzo
reason
got
why,
old.
though. To me, why it doesn't work is that they don't. You're not following the storyline. Like they put them on Raw, they'll be in like an 8-man tag team match for no reason, just so
Yeah.
you can see 8 people fighting. But that
Try to
doesn't
put
work
everybody
anymore.
onto the show.
Yeah, like that doesn't work like it used to.
They're doing
15
the
years ago.
Nitro. They're doing the Nitro.
Yeah, it just
What Nitro did with their cruiserweights. My whole thing with
it can be saved
205.
though because they have some damn good
I mean,
wrestlers.
they
So,
do.
It could
Yeah.
be saved if they did it right.
what they said, and something that we discussed earlier. What I always said, have it on Thursdays
Yep.
and move them to Full Sail.
Yep.
Most of the crowd at Full Sail who shows up to NXT are what mostly indie fans,
Yeah, they're
correct?
gonna mark out for them.
They will,
Yeah.
they will appreciate that type of
If you
that
put
type
them
of show.
on, the money that you have to put into doing that, and if you don't get that, it's just a loss. They'll just cut the division.
See, my perspective on it was do it before the show before SmackDown starts. I know the name is 205 Live. I totally get that. But you do a dark match first. Like start the show at like 6:30 instead of 7:30 or whatever.
Right.
Do a dark match first because we all know we've all been to shows. The moment a dark match comes, people start running to their seats. As soon as the dark match is over, you go with 205 Live. You record it. You have a crowd that's already hyped up, ready for some action. You put on some cruiserweight guys. You take the chains off of them. You stop limiting some of their moves. You let them bring out a couple cool things here and there.
Let them be them.
Let them be them, because we were talking about this earlier. How is the Cruiserweight Classic so good on the network? The tournament was great, but with 205 Live, with similar guys that went pretty far in the tournament, a couple of guys got eliminated early,
Yeah.
but some of the guys who went pretty far in the tournament can't get over. Like, how does
Well,
that work?
one, I mean, them putting it on after SmackDown, is an embarrassment. Just
Yeah.
so many.
You've been to a SmackDown.
I watched after,
Yeah.
and it's just like the crowd's dead.
They're dead. They're burnt.
And-
They're burnt out from
And the
whatever
problem is that
SmackDown
you
delivered.
have wrestlers who have to be there and fight at 10 at night, not at 7 or 8. It gets to some of them. It has to, because you're not seeing the same thing. Also, you just have people who want to leave. Like,
They're ready to go.
Like,
it's a
Raw,
school night.
know.
It's a school night.
You
Parents
know
are ready
you're
to take their
getting
kids
3
home.
hours in. When I bring my daughter to Raw, we never stay for 3 hours. It's literally a waste of money. I love you, Angelica, if you ever watched us. It's literally a waste of money. We never make it 3 hours. We might make it an hour. Last time we went, we made it.
But your daughter's what? At the same time, your
she's
daughter's five.
But
Yeah.
how many? I
She's
see a
not
lot
gonna
of kids there. I just believe that happens on SmackDown. A lot of them don't even know that you're about to get that after. Like my friend Pedro, he'll stay after, but like even I don't want to stay after to watch that. And it's just not. I don't know. I feel like they need to if they're gonna keep it on Raw, they kind of need to keep us up with the storyline and catch us up beforehand, because I don't watch 205 Live. But if they're trying to force it on me, they need to just help me and
make a match important on the show.
Yeah,
like you want to
yeah.
see.
Like the match has to be important, so I want to watch 205 Live. The match, you show me an 8-man match, I don't want to watch 205 Live. I don't care. I legitimately do not care.
Yeah.
So you need to make it an important match.
You're not invested in the characters.
I believe their best time was with Neville.
Yeah.
Because he was but he had no one else. You have to have 2 people. Anytime you're going to elevate a show, there has to be either come up or him. It was just him. And you could only shoulder the show for so long. Them having Enzo wasn't a good thing, because Enzo's not a good fighter. So he was your star power, but they need another fighter. Neville's not out of the company. They need to bring him back. He needs to stay a heel. And then whoever else that you're ready, that you believe in, has to be coming from the back. You see him killing matches, and he's going to meet Neville.
Cedric.
Cedric.
Yeah.
Cedric is your star. You have a star right there in front of your face.
Cedric is a star.
Cedric is a star.
I don't know.
That
I
guy.
don't-
He doesn't quite have the mic skills, but
what
like the
I
dude
just
is
don't-
amazing in the ring.
But if
we
amazing,
all
I just don't-
we all
I
4 of
can
us
agree.
can agree on that.
Yeah,
Can
but
agree on
it's
that.
not. But to save 205 Live, you've got to be more than amazing in the ring, and that's the problem.
But that's the thing.
You're gonna
with
have one
205
person
Live.
who's not, and that would be Neville, who's not great on the mic, but what he says is pretty dope.
I don't know. Heel Neville has been great on
No,
the mic.
yeah. I'm
His
saying
character-
He did it.
overall,
He's done
I'm
his
saying,
thing.
He was good.
I'm saying he says quick things. He doesn't give you full monologues,
Yeah.
and it's great. But the other guy that he's going against has to be great on the mic. It has to, because that's what everyone that at least watches and goes, you like to point out, wow, look what he just said, or how he sold the match. Seth Rollins, for example, sells you water to a well. Like it's just crazy. If not, you got to be.
I know you have your feelings against him, but Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Remember Bray Wyatt against Undertaker. Bray Wyatt sold
Carried the
the.
feud.
Oh yeah,
He
Carried the
sold
the whole
that
thing.
match by himself.
He's amazing on the mic, and again,
did.
another
Yeah.
person who keeps getting injured.
Right.
A guy who should have been Intercontinental champion before, who did this, he got injured. He got injured when he was world champion. But Vince likes him, so it's a little different, and that's why he keeps being put in great feuds, because Vince likes him. But he was injured; he couldn't walk on his leg when he fought Undertaker. He had a brace on.
he was
He had to
wearing a
take
boot.
2 shots before he went. They almost called the match off, but
Didn't
he
that
was never
happen day
leaving
of?
away. No, the day before.
It was the day before that he got
Yeah.
hurt? Oh, okay.
And he just gets hurt. He gets hurt all the time. If he could ever find a way to not be hurt, he would go places, but they're terrified. But Vince likes him, so they put him, like right now, he's with Woken Man. And no matter how you feel about Woken Man Hottie, he's the most viewed guy since he became Woken. His views on YouTube and stuff are crazy.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
You know what I mean? I was looking at it the other day of like the numbers just to everyone's, and he's getting crazy views. They're waiting to control Broken, and then they're gonna flip Woken to Broken.
Well, he owns the rights to Broken now.
No, he owns the rights. He owns the rights to Broken, but he doesn't completely own them.
No, he does. The
No,
case
he
was
does.
dropped- the case was dropped.
The case was dropped, but it has to go. I thought it. Wait,
No, they just changed the name to Woken just in case if Matt wants to leave, he could still use it.
Broken.
Yeah.
okay, but I heard
So
they
they
were gonna
just-
wait. Let me just bring this up.
Yeah, I know the court case was supposed to end, December 15th,
the court
right?
case
Yeah.
ended, but
And then I think it was like a 60-day thing or a 30-day thing.
It was a 60-day thing, and that's why they haven't used Broken. That they're not going to be able to use. He's not going to use Broken to February 13th.
Yeah.
That's what I was reading. That's what I meant. They have 60 days. If he uses Broken and they do sue and win, he would owe them money.
Well, TNA released that statement too, hence why EC3 is EC3 in WWE, that from now on, if you were a character, even if you were established in Impact Wrestling, you do have the rights now to take your character and go wherever you please. And it stated in parentheses, it said including WWE. And that's when Matt kind of was opening up more and more with the Woken gimmick.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The Broken thing's gonna come eventually. I just
Yeah,
think
like,
they're holding back.
I know that they have 60 days just in case somehow TNA decides, hey, we want
run
control of
the
that.
beat.
It would go right back into litigation. I was reading today it would be February 13th is when the 60 days would be end or whatever, and
Yeah.
that's when you'll get from woken to broken.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I still think that him losing to Bray was to help Bray. I don't think it hurts him at all. I think
No,
him losing. I think that completely just helped Bray out. Because remember, you wrote he's going to lose the match. You said Bray's going to lose, and he won. You said, "Oh my God, I can't believe he won." I think that was the feel they wanted you to get. That hey, maybe Bray can win matches, and Bray hasn't been hurt in like 4 months, which is crazy. So you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the biggest story is that he has. Yeah, that he hasn't been hurt.
Yeah.
You want to go to the pre-show?
well-
Rumble pre-show?
Well,
This is what
actually,
I mean.
Well, actually, I wanted to jump ahead to the Rumble card. I want to speak specifically about the 2 Rumble matches, beginning with the men's Royal Rumble.
It's all over the place.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
talk about the Rumble first?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's talk about the 2 Rumble matches.
All right,
Beginning
go
with
ahead.
the men's Royal Rumble, 30-man. The eventual winner was Shinsuke Nakamura, who was my pick.
Mine too.
Yep, becoming the.
I was going for Miz. I was going for Miz. Miz has so
Definitely.
much potential right now.
so hoping
He's
that
getting
didn't
so much,
Yeah.
and I was just like, you
When
know
he
what?
came
Hold
out,
on.
I said, "Oh my God!"
When he came out at 30, I
what
thought
a
it was
waste.
wrapped. Yeah, they totally killed it.
I
That
will.
was Drew. No, was it
He
Dolph?
was 30.
Dolph was 30.
Dolph was 30. That was a waste.
Well,
Yeah.
I will say that I did enjoy the final 4, which was like the old guard versus the new
I like
guard.
the final
Yeah.
6.
The final
No,
6.
the final
The final
6. That's where they
six.
started.
That was when Cena's trying to amp him up. Like,
Yeah.
we can beat them, and then they all hit a move, but then they all go back up, and you're
Yeah.
like, no, you can't. Like it was like such a. It was like a passing of the like to
Yeah.
me it was like a passing of the like they all knocked
Like,
them all
what was
down.
the final 6? It was like
It was
Rey
Cena, Rey Mysterio,
Orton,
Orton,
John
Nakamura.
Cena, Roman Reigns.
past Rumble
Yeah.
winners to the new
Nakamura.
guy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was just crazy when they all went and Cena's like getting him amped and Roman's looking at him like, "You ready?" And they all get knocked out and then
Yeah.
they all get up and all hit a move and you're like, and the crowd cheers. Like the crowd.
Yo, the crowd was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were happy to see the new era win like
Mm.
that, and not even when they all got slammed down. You're like, "Oh shoot, what's gonna happen?" And they
I
all
was,
Yeah.
won.
like, I was at work, and I'm like, I had to put a client to bed. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you can stay up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
on my
It was-
phone,
I think that
on
was
my
one of the-
tablet, talking with y'all.
That was one of the best scenes in the Royal Rumble, just to see them all standing and you see basically John
was a
Cena,
moment. It
who's
was
the
a great
head of
moment.
it,
Oh, yeah.
Roman Reigns, who's the head of the new, and they're both looking. Cena's like, "You ready?" And then John Cena's like, "We can't lose this one to go to WrestleMania." And they all hit a move, and they're like, "Oh, new era's gonna win." I mean, old era's gonna win, and they don't. They all get side hit and
Yeah.
get thrown out, and it just, I don't know. I thought that was a great thing to point out. I thought that was absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
My
Absolutely.
initial
And-
beef was like, before, obviously the whole Ronda Rousey thing. Like, I was
Wait,
like,
wait, men, right? We're on the men.
Yeah, the
the
men's
Okay.
men's
I'm like,
Rumble.
why is this early?
Well, because
It made
Obviously,
sense.
obviously
Listen,
it makes sense now.
Not even
Like,
before
at that
Ronda,
time.
it made sense for Asuka. If you want, Asuka's whole image is beyond her being a female right now. It really is, which is crazy because there's only a few people. Charlotte, she's beyond her being a female. It's just there's a few females. Stephanie, even though you hate her, is beyond her. When they're in the ring, you're not seeing a female. You feel like you're just seeing wrestlers, and Asuka has that. She has it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I love Asuka. Like it's just crazy. And I
do too.
didn't love her at NXT. I liked her. I didn't love her. I love her right now. And
Didn't
she
your daughter
gets
have
in
something to do with that?
Yes. When you're forced to watch a million NXT videos of her, you start to love her a little more. because my daughter watches her and gets
Appreciate
the
the
mask.
work.
Yes, definitely. And I believe them trusting, them not losing any fans, no one turning off and watching the Women's Royal Rumble was one because though you thought Asuka was going to win, they threw everything in front of her. When Nikki Bella came out, people were like, Nikki Bella's gonna win this. Like, because why would she come back? A lot of even though you thought Asuka has to win this, you're like, why is Nikki back? You know what I mean? And it not per se, but seeing it online, I'm taking Nikki. I'm taking Nikki because, and that's what they want. Even though everyone knew Nakamura was gonna win and Asuka was gonna win, which everyone seems to be fine with. We'll talk
Absolutely.
about that another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see Asuka also be hit with moves and the beast that she is still like she's like she can't be beat. She really just cannot be beat, and it's beautiful because she does get beat down, but she always finds a way to win. And sometimes she's the strongest person, so it's not like she's the weakest. Sometimes she is the better fighter, and she just beats the hell out of you. Sometimes she's getting beat and she wins, and I think Asuka winning the way she won was crazy. Them not saying she's fighting Alexa Bliss, I thought that was kind of crazy because she didn't pick. Ronda came out. I thought that was a good moment.
It was a great moment.
It was a good moment,
Great
and,
moment.
and they had to
Especially-
do that because of their belief in Charlotte, and that's why Ronda's going to fight Charlotte. Because the only person I think that they believe in more than Asuka is Charlotte, and that's because of Ric Flair and everything she's done. Because I do believe there will be a year Charlotte main events WrestleMania.
Oh, the women are going to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I
don't
do
know
believe it will be. Yeah, I
It's
definitely
gonna
believe
happen.
it will be
I
Charlotte.
say that not this one, but next year.
Hey, you never know the way they're
Yeah.
the way they're
The
playing
way
it
they're
out,
going right
Well,
now,
no,
I
like,
would not
right
be
now,
surprised.
them to put 3 years in the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, they're not going to not let them.
Yeah.
No, there's no. As much as you say casual fans are going to love to see Brock Lesnar fight someone that's big.
Oh yeah, no.
That's what I mean. So I believe that alone is why they'll
be the reason why they probably made
I think
it.
that I hope that they're the second match in. I hope it's either Asuka versus whoever or Charlotte versus Ronda, the second match leading up to that.
Well, from what I heard, the WWE wants Rock and Ronda against
They've been saying that
Triple
too,
H
yeah.
and Stephanie,
Yeah,
She
I've heard
pointed-
which is a good. Which is I think is
No.
I think it'd be a
It's a
great.
safe way.
It's a
It's a
great.
safe
draw.
way
It's good, but like
It's a
I
safe
said,
draw.
Rock is more Hollywood. He wanted $24 million for insurance. No one gets $24 million for insurance. They don't. Why,
The movie companies are making them do it because
No, listen.
Because
The movie company, they asked for half. He gets $25 million a movie. He wanted a full insurance cover. That's different.
Well, you got to think too, because these people or these Hollywood
That's
studios,
Hollywood.
yeah, they're investing a ton of money.
No,
People
what I'm
said
saying
he
is
did
they
right
just
after
want
the-
it half and half. He wants the full. He wants them to cover the full thing. That's just not.
Yeah,
Why would they do that? They would never do that.
Because of what happened with, what was it 29? The
Yeah,
second time he
29.
fought Cena, he ended up was it tearing his pec or something?
That's
like that? Or
abdominal.
bicep?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why is he trying to make he didn't show up at Raw? I don't know. I love The Rock. I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, The Rock not showing up at Raw 25. I mean, Tooth Fairy 2 can't make itself. So
Yeah,
we'll
no,
get some slack.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, hey, the last two Rock movies did bad. You never know if it'll
I
be
haven't watched a
anything.
Rock movie since I think.
No, his
6.
last,
I haven't seen it. I haven't
his
seen
last,
San Andreas
his
or
last
any of
two,
that stuff.
Jumanji did bad, and the one before that. So you never know.
That's what he just came out with.
They're saying that just never, not that he'll like when you're doing bad. The way to get fans back, and the reason why he came back with CM Punk that year was that his movies were stale.
Yeah.
He came back to Raw. He's a good guy. They love him. He drops a movie right after that.
that,
It sells
yeah,
out.
Mm-hmm.
He might come back next year. Just if his movies still are not hitting number one anymore, and he's not doing 100 million, he's only doing 50, 60.
Yeah.
He comes back to Raw. It's a built-in fan base. He can promote his movies every week or any week he's on in a 3-4 million. But when it goes to YouTube, like you said, it's 30-40 million who watch that.
Yep.
You can promote
Yeah,
your
but with
movie.
a slight hint
Yeah.
that they did that was when when Ronda comes out, she shakes Stephanie's hand, but yet Stephanie's still giving her that look.
Well, because he flipped the last time.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna ride that.
Yeah.
I mean, they
gotta
might.
try to write it.
I think that they're going to put Ronda with Charlotte, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, if they don't put Ronda with Charlotte, where does Charlotte stand going into Mania? Like, she goes into
Another
she's going into
another 6-woman.
I'm thinking that they'll probably have Charlotte be the one to break Asuka's 2.5-year streak at WrestleMania.
Not this one.
Not this one?
No.
No.
Honestly,
Asuka's going to fight whoever's in. Asuka's going to be undefeated to next WrestleMania. I think Charlotte's going to be there. I think that will be the main event. If they're going to main event, that's the main event.
honestly, I think the person to beat Asuka is Amber Moon.
Ember Moon.
I was saying-
the second
No.
match that they
Either
had
her
together,
or Kyrie.
If they didn't let her win it, if they didn't let her do it in NXT, she's not doing
Well,
it.
But that's
I-
a story. That's
I-
a built-in story right there.
Yeah.
She was
It is
never
a
able
built-in
to do
story,
it.
but Ember's not biggish. Whoever the over for doing it is never somebody new. It's someone made, and they're gonna give that to me. Charlotte is they're gonna give it to Charlotte. They're gonna give it to Becky Lynch.
Don't give it to Dana.
Bailey.
Nah,
There's people-
Dana will probably be gone by the end of the year.
No, well,
goodness.
Dana would have been dropped if her husband hadn't killed herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
They
like,
did
not-
that.
Yeah, they were gonna. And she didn't get
Yeah,
dropped
she was
because her
on chopping
husband
block.
had. Yeah, she was on. She would have never made it, but her husband killed herself. How are you possibly going to fire her? Like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not
it
that
would've been
heartless.
horrible timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Asuka wins at WrestleMania, which she deserves.
Oh, yeah.
She's champion for a year to the next WrestleMania, and I think Charlotte will eventually lose her title around SummerSlam or whatever. Crawl, fight, get beat, get jumped, whatever, and then eventually fight Asuka. That's my pick for next year. Charlotte will fight Asuka, and she will beat her, and that will be
That could work.
that will
I
be
can see
the
that
main
working.
event.
And plus, like, since Alexa Bliss is the current Raw Women's Champion, and Asuka did beat her in a non-title match, so that could be another story going in this WrestleMania.
Yeah, I just can't see Alexa Bliss surviving the Elimination Chamber. First of all, I think it's great that they've given the female an Elimination Chamber. The fact,
Is it a title match though?
Yeah.
The women's
yeah,
match?
it is. It's a title match. The
I
fact
do
that-
have there is a slight problem I have with the women's battle royal.
Battle Royal.
Royal
Royal
Rumble.
Rumble, excuse
Wait, tell me, are we done with the men's? 'Cause I have nothing to say about
We
it.
was.
Because you
I don't know
guys
how we
went
got
ahead
there.
there.
on the men's.
Listen, we are all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have some things I wanted to say about the men's Rumble too.
Oh, go ahead.
We just got to that off based on Shinsuke. But go ahead. Go.
Yeah. I mean, there were some cool facts dropped on about the Rumble. There were some surprise entrants, like we mentioned before, the Hurricane, Andrade Cien Almas, who actually lasted 30 minutes,
He lasted
Yeah.
a hell of a
Yeah.
long time.
which was
good.
Yeah,
Which
that's
I'm
damn good
surprised
showing.
because he's not coming up anytime
You know what
soon.
it is
Yeah.
with NXT people when they become surprise entrants in the Rumble, they usually do good. Like when Rusev
Yeah.
first debuted at the
But
Rumble.
30 minutes. Like,
Yeah, Rusev
tied
lasted
it.
about almost 30 minutes his first Rumble.
What Rusev, like 23, right? What was it?
Somewhere
Something
around
close. Yeah, I just thought him lasting that long was pretty good as a champion because they don't normally. I didn't think he was going to come up.
Yeah.
So like just to even get that kind of, they clearly believe.
It was
in him.
really, you know, him and Adam Cole, they brought them into the Rumble as like rewards for putting on.
I think it's
Adam Cole.
Ty Dillinger is dead. Another person I want to say that came up at the wrong time. Just a person who had a great following.
He had a hot gimmick.
He had a great gimmick that 10 they still do when you count.
Yeah.
He just came up at the wrong time. But again, fans, we can't stay down here. He's just killing everyone. He's too good. But he was losing there too.
Yeah,
Remember he was, and then they brought him up. It was good, and they gave him a little push. But the problem is that when he started losing, the fans lost interest. And if you're a fan and you're watching this, you cannot lose interest. The people are going to lose. They got to get used to that, man. And they get mad when they win. They get mad when they lose. It's just so hard.
It's hard,
it's just so hard writing wrestling. Yeah, like it's so hard to please fans because you just look
can't
at
please everybody when it comes to professional wrestling. Like even with me, like me and you going back and forth in the group. Right? To me, I always like the story. I don't like just. I
love the story.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes the story doesn't make sense. It's
agree.
like you bring somebody in, right? You're bringing them in hot. They're coming in hot, coming in hot, coming in hot. Then all of a sudden they just drop and disappear off the face of the earth.
Because sometimes that's where it goes.
It just doesn't click.
Yeah,
sometimes
like
the story doesn't click.
sometimes.
Oh wait, I'm not going to say anything.
The story itself. The story itself is them coming up is what you should be happy about, not what they're doing or they're up there. Like they win, they lose. Like Bobby Roode, I thought they did well, but he lost a couple matches. He was off TV for a couple weeks too.
Yeah.
It didn't affect him. His fans still supported him. They didn't do that with Ty Dillinger. As soon as he went off TV for 2 weeks, they dropped him and they stopped cheering for him. And that's where the fans have to support the wrestler and what happens. And again, Bobby Roode, he won his first 3, lost 2. Dolph Ziggler split, lost the match. Lost with the Baron Corbin thing. I mean, let's not go back in time and talk about Survivor Series. That was just bad when it came to guys like Rude and Joe and all that stuff. Like you literally killed their momentum from the jump. Like that type of stuff. Yeah. But see, to me, I'm about the story.
He bounced back really good. Bobby Roode bounced back very well.
But his fans stayed with him.
Yeah, they stayed with
him.
It's that entrance.
Yeah, that entrance is over.
But Ty Dillinger had everyone on 10, but the problem was
he was a heel in NXT.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's a heel right now. Like Bobby Roode should be a heel.
That entrance would not let him do it.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No,
that entrance would not let him do it. Same thing with Shinsuke. Like he was about to lose faith in Shinsuke.
I honestly was starting to too.
Yeah, because he was booked into a holding pattern. It's like, oh, he's just another face on the roster.
Yeah, he was
right.
Last time I was here, I said, Joe, I was like, yo, he's gonna be that guy because the fans love him. The fact that you turn off his music and he can still do it, that's too big. It's too big, and he's a great wrestler. And I like a wrestler who knows he's a better wrestler and still will put you over. And what he did with Jinder, to me, was top notch. He deserves to be champion. Because,
don't get started with.
It's bigger.
With Jinder.
No, it's bigger than that. He put over Jinder. Like his only losses. For someone to come to you and say you're going to lose the Jinder, he could have. I'm not losing the Jinder. You know what I mean? He could have acted a certain way, but it's not like they tell you. They're like, how do you feel about this? He did it twice, and one was clean, and that helped Jinder in India. You know what I mean? Helped to get his fans. I remember they were talking about the extra million. Well, I'm saying, they didn't think Triple H took over that. But what I'm saying, it did help when you seen Jinder and they're talking about his YouTube videos. And when I was at Raw, his things were sold out. So I mean, SmackDown, SmackDown, he was sold out. Him and Naomi. Naomi sells out everywhere. My daughter makes me buy something for her every.
Can I just say Naomi's probably the most underrated woman on the roster?
Yeah, she's absolutely talented.
Yeah.
She is definitely. And when she was champion, she had a bad run because she got hurt. She came back. She was still hurt, but she was cleared. She fought. They only let her fight Lana because I was the only person who wouldn't clearly hurt her. And then she gave up the title because she was still hurt. And
then again, when you think about it, Lana would probably be a worse choice because you got someone who's super green in the ring with you that's trying to.
Well, what I'm saying is, did you see the first match? Lana just attacked her the whole time.
Yeah.
Nothing big. The second match, she just attacked her. There was never a go back.
Yeah, it was never a back.
There was never a back and forth. Lana attacked her. Was never no move.
I would say this: I'd rather
punch.
be if I was in the ring. If I was Naomi and I was in the ring, I'd rather work with a natty for a longer period of time than I would working with Lana for a
but then you have to
time.
do moves because they're not just going to take just a beat. You know what I mean? Like Lana was literally punching, jumping, nothing crazy. And the second time she just got a beat down. Yeah. And then she was still in pain and they gave up her title. She fought that match and that's why injuries really do hurt you so bad. And that's why a lot of them don't tell. Like CM Punk was talking about, he didn't tell about his injuries, Daniel Bryan, because they're like, yo, they'll pull you. Like they're literally like, you know what? You're good. You can come back in 5-6 months and if we have a spot for you, we have a spot for you.
Yeah.
Brian, say what's up to Kyle.
What up, Kyle? The hater has arrived.
The hater,
The hater has arrived.
Yo, has he been a hater all his life?
Who, Kyle?
Yeah.
Me and Kyle go back all the way. Kyle, Windmill Street School. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, before we move on to the Women's Rumble, I just want to drop some other facts about the Men's Rumble. The Finn Balor who was the second entrant in the whole thing. He had the longest time in the Rumble this year, 57 minutes 30 seconds, with 4 eliminations. He was eliminated by John Cena. Nakamura had the second longest time at 44 minutes 25 seconds with 3 eliminations. Balor and Reigns had the most eliminations at 4 each. Of course, Nakamura eliminated Roman. I'm just a guy, Reigns, throwing him over the top rope. Nakamura became the first ever Japanese wrestler to win the Royal Rumble, as well as the second Asian wrestler to win the Royal Rumble. The first being Batista back in 2005 and 2014.
I say 1.5.
That's like The Rock, right? When you consider him a black champion.
And Sheamus had the shortest time in the Rumble at 2 seconds.
Great. I loved it. It worked. He was fresh for the next match.
Yeah.
It worked.
It was,
Yeah.
man. And
That's what my thing was. It was like, that's why I felt like the Rumble was just too early.
Yeah, it was
it had
weird
to,
placement.
like, the fans jumped on it. Oh my God, look at him.
Yes, Roman, I'm just a guy, Reigns, walking to the ring.
He's not just the guy. He's the guy.
With wet hair at all times.
Oh, at all times. It has to be soaking wet. Like he. Remember when Bo Dallas used to put like 5 gallons of water on his hair?
That
was
crazy. Let me say this. My girl's probably watching right now. She is obsessed with his hair. She's like, how the hell does his hair stay wet at all times?
Baby oil.
Huh?
Baby oil.
Most likely. That's what I was
They
thinking.
put
That's all it is,
water,
baby.
and then they put baby oil in it.
Oh,
and
my
it's go
goodness.
crazy. I remember Bo Dallas was talking about it, and he puts gallons of water with oil and then gallons more of water. And it just stays shining, and they just do that. And I was
Just
like,
wow.
There's like
It
no
never moves.
hair flips in this room. So it's
I
like,
ain't gonna talk about it.
Man.
listen,
I'm sorry, I just had to say it. My girl
You did.
get a kick out of it, but man,
You did win it.
I just find it so funny. This dude's hair never
sad.
gets frizzy. It's just like slick at all times.
Yeah. You'd be a good shampoo model.
Kyle says, just for the record, I won the Royal Rumble square.
he did. He won it.
Wait, who won the women's one?
At the
Eric.
All right, God.
at the women's Royal Rumble, like we said,
Well, I
Asuka-
won one of them. I had 6. I don't know why you never. I'm sorry. I had a whole bunch of them going.
Yeah, because I didn't really
Yeah,
understand.
I won,
I didn't
but
really
I had,
understand the concept
like,
at the time. So then
Kyle
by the time
won
I'm like,
all the
okay, this is
Yeah,
how it goes,
I had
and I'm
the
like,
squares.
damn, I missed
That's,
it.
Kyle
that's
won
why I
one
said
of-
earlier I was cheering for Roman Reigns because I did it at home. It was me and my girl and her son. We picked 10 numbers or whatever. My picks were Roman Reigns, so I was cheering for Roman.
Yep.
That's why I said I was cheering for Roman. I got the Hurricane, I got Titus O'Neil, and I got Apollo Crews.
Nah, Eddie,
Those
he's
are my
good.
notable ones.
Eddie, he's good. He's not being protected. Sheamus came out and disputed that when they said they would protect him. It was some fake guy online who wrote that. Who
Yeah,
said
he has like the spinal stenosis.
yeah, he's
something like
fine.
that.
It was some and that's how fake news travels. Some guy came out and said it under Paige's thing. Someone else shared it, and then people started believing it. But
Yeah,
Sheamus came
I
out
was
and
hearing-
said
I was
he was
hearing
like they
about
wouldn't
that.
let me fight if I couldn't fight
no.
with it. But
Yeah.
people believed it because.
It's on the
somebody
internet.
Yeah,
People
so someone
really-
shared it,
people
and
pretty
then
much
someone else
believe
shares
whatever's
it,
on
and
the
you just you know
Can't
you
stop
just
the
read it.
internet.
Yeah, no fact checking.
Get off iCloud.
But wait, with that said, I do have a question. So Shinsuke wins.
Yeah.
He goes to AJ. Is it a failure if he loses?
No.
No,
If Shinsuke loses,
If he loses to AJ Styles.
no.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, because if
Because-
they're if
Because if he
their
loses,
matches,
he's not going to the title for another year. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. You got to remember about the future. If he loses, he's not getting the title for a year. They're not going to give it to him. Like there's no way at the biggest moment, with your biggest crowd, with the biggest everything, you lose and you get the title.
Well-
Yeah, I was trying to look back at the last time someone lost the Royal Rumble, and I couldn't find it. Someone that lost the Royal, who won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania, lost,
Batista, 30.
but he didn't get the title.
I'll say like with
Yeah,
with
no, wasn't you saying?
I said lost.
That was
and got
still in the title picture?
Yeah, and
Oh,
got
that
the
was still in the
title.
type. Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean is by who lost and got the title.
I can tell you right now, the one way you could save that, if he was to lose to AJ, very next week, do a draft. You put him on Raw. You move him over to Raw. He can be considered a contender.
all his momentum.
or
I hope he just
But
wins.
that's the only
Or
way
I'm
he-
just saying that
he would
all
bounce
I'm saying
back
is
from
that
that.
I think he has to win. So I guess I'm in disagreement. I think he has to win because if he doesn't, then him losing the gender is a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him winning the Royal Rumble is a waste, and he's not going to be champion for a year at least because it doesn't.
He's
happen.
going to become another face.
Yeah, like
something that
then
you-
he
that's
becomes
what you
somebody
fear.
because
And he has, what,
for
like
AJ
another year or so left on his contract, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
they haven't opted for a second year, so no, he has 2 years. Because even if he wanted to leave, they're gonna hold his second year.
Yeah.
They
no,
have
this would be his third. 'Cause
He-
he did a year in NXT.
He
and then
did a year.
He's
but
a year now.
He
in
signed a
WWE.
4 year, but 3 on the 4th year.
His
They
option.
hold
Yeah,
his
they
option.
hold that option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hold that option. So
Yeah.
there's no way they're letting it.
Well,
Same
you
thing
never
with
know
Rey
because a
Mysterio.
lot of guys have been asking for their release if they don't have nothing good for them. Some people.
I don't
will
think
ask.
Shinsuke is
I
gonna.
think
ask.
just people just grow impatient.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
I think
grow
people.
impatient.
I think people grow impatient.
Yeah.
But so what was that? What's the next thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say with the women's Royal Rumble, like I said, Asuka won that. There were some facts about that. Sasha Banks, she was the first entrant. She had the longest time in this Rumble. Rumble at
Good job for her.
54 minutes, 46 seconds with 4 eliminations. The most eliminations was Miss Undertaker herself, Michelle McCool.
She got Undertaker chance too.
Yeah, yep. She was a 14th, 14th entrant. She had
I did it.
She had,
didn't Nia have 5 eliminations as well?
no, Michelle McCool had 5 eliminations, which was the most. Sasha Banks had the second most with 4.
So how much did Nia get?
I
Nia,
heard Nia had 5.
no, not at all. Nia had like 2.
I thought Nia only had 2 too.
She was just in there for a rip.
Wow.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nia only had eliminations. Oh, she had 4 eliminations actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, so yeah. Actually, correction. Sasha Banks had 3 eliminations. My bad. The shortest time was Vicky Guerrero at 57 seconds.
Annoying.
I
but it worked.
felt that she was just a little too extra when she came out for it.
Yes.
That's what she was supposed to be.
She was trying
No,
too
but
hard.
she was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, exactly.
That's what
Trying
she
too
is.
hard.
Yeah.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
to get
it
over
wasn't
with the
that
crowd,
way.
right?
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just being herself. That excuse me, garbage. And,
But my one complaint about the women's was like, I think it relied too much on nostalgia. Like, yeah, a few faces here or there, but yet you had so many.
they had to.
You had
They-
16
no.
women on the roster aside from champions. You had to.
The
you had to do
they could have
something.
grabbed some women from the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
But no, but that doesn't help. People aren't tuning in for that.
Yeah, but you could
People
have
aren't tuning in
some.
to see McCool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble, they have to get a lot of like established names to get more
you know what I'm
interest.
saying? Like you can't use people who aren't even with you. You know what I mean? Like it would be weird.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you know,
I
'cause then
think some
you
of
need
them
a-
could have worked. I mean, great move on the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like bringing
Yeah.
in Trish, bringing back Lita, which nobody
Nobody expected.
Nobody expected.
Well, she got cleared 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't find that. I did not find that out until you.
spots here and there. Yeah.
She got cleared.
Yeah,
when
so
she got
WWE
cleared-
But-
probably got
I
cleared.
didn't know she's still gonna be there. I just know
But
she just got cleared.
I will say, like, Lita scared me because she almost killed herself with that moonsault.
Yeah.
Landing
Yes.
right-
That was low.
yeah,
That
like
was real.
She projected way. She was already too far back when she went to go spring. If she
Yeah.
would have sprang upward like say like a Kurt Angle, when Kurt Angle goes high,
But it
But
nailed.
Lita's
Yeah.
moonsaults were always
always
like
that
that.
way.
Yeah, let's
It was
go.
always
It
like that.
nailed though. When it was really dope, it was just like I thought she was gonna die.
yeah. If she didn't have those 2 wrestlers to land on, she would have died.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
Yes. I will say this: another cool spot was Molly Holly with the Molly go round.
Yeah,
yo,
that was
she-
great.
She looked like she could still go right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that little soccer mom was doing a
I
thing.
used to love Molly Holly and Nia Jax back in the day. That was Nia Jackson back in the day. I used to love Molly Holly.
Yeah.
Her and Cherry. Cherry was awesome.
Jay was.
Oh, and Beth Phoenix too.
That was
Yeah.
a cool moment. Beth
Yeah.
Phoenix and Nia together. If I always thought it would have been Karma, but I'm assuming
Oh, we
they
didn't talk
get the
about Rey
rights to Karma.
Mysterio coming back.
Oh,
We did not.
We mentioned him a little bit. Rey Mysterio. I will say Rey Mysterio. He's slimmed
jacked.
down. He's in good shape.
Yeah.
Best shape he's ever I've seen.
But is he back?
No, I think it
No,
was.
I
I
think
think
he's-
it
I
was
think he's
just
still
like
like
a
a free
1 day
agent.
thing.
I know that he was-
Unless they're not saying nothing, he's the new GM of 205 Live.
That's what I thought he was gonna be.
But then at the same time, it's like, yo, why he can go with the guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he can still wrestle. I thought he was gonna be a GM and he might still fight.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just didn't know if they.
It's like what you said earlier with
It
Kurt,
wouldn't- to
Kurt
me,
Angle.
It
Like,
wouldn't make sense to me to keep Rey Mysterio as a GM of a division where he can clearly compete in. Kurt Angle's a little bit different because Kurt Angle, we all know about the neck injuries and like the legs and stuff like that.
I just didn't know if he was back.
Well, he could be. You never know. It could be.
it could be, but I think it was. I think it
been
was
one-off
just
for now.
like a
Or,
one time
or them
thing.
testing the waters to see, maybe after Mania you can give him a contract, bring him in, and
Yeah.
do something with the guy for now.
Yeah.
Who do you guys
Also-
think would be the GM of 205 Live? Just put a guess out there.
Kidman.
I say Di Malenko.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle.
Wasn't he the
That's
last-
just that.
wasn't
That's
he
set
the
out
last
of. That's set out of
heavyweight
hate. That's set out of hate. Hate.
man.
Adrian.
What?
Like who do you think could be the
205.
the GM?
Oh, I really thought. I thought Rey Mysterio.
I thought so. I think Rey Mysterio is
I
going
can
to be
give you
there.
two
Yeah.
names who would probably make the division seem a little bit more interesting. First one, Paul Heyman, the guy who brought Lucha Libre to America in the ECW days.
That's not
Right.
gonna happen.
Second person, Eric Bischoff. They just reconnected with him at Raw 25. Guy who put
Oh, he just wants the part-time gig. They said sorry.
no.
Yeah.
The guy who pretty much put Lucha Libre and cruiserweights on the map television wise back in the 90s.
Yep. Right.
I could see either one of those two working if you can give a good enough storyline, and those are two guys like whether they're heel or faces can draw attention to the thing.
Kyle, I have a reason. I'm sorry. He said I'm not wearing a Roman Reigns shirt.
Oh, okay, I did see that.
I was like,
Eddie says Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, you know something, I wouldn't mind Spud.
But
nobody knows
They
him.
don't want to make it a joke though. Like that's what I'm saying is that they're trying to make 205 real. Like that's triple. Like they're trying to. So they're
Yeah.
gonna make it real. Like they're gonna give it to somebody. I hope who like
Who takes it seriously.
Yeah, like takes it
Yeah.
serious and does stuff like that.
Another person I could think of is Nigel McGuinness. But then again, with like Nigel McGuinness and the whole Spud thing, WWE fans don't know these guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if they were like, we would know.
It has to be somebody. Yeah, it has to be somebody
that they
like
would know.
well established.
Yeah. So, and I don't think it would be Bryan either.
Also, I will say with the Women's Rumble too, it was great seeing Trish Stratus back as
Yo,
number
she
30.
still got it.
Yeah, she
A lot of
absolutely
those
does.
girls did.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them.
You know who surprised me that they still got it? Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacqueline went out there and was just whipping. Yeah, she was killing it.
Jacqueline's been beating up dudes since like the 80s.
Yeah.
For real.
She's still good.
Although, like the one wrestler I did want to see, but she wasn't in it, was Victoria. She would have been a great.
Nah, I think she's like 100% done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she is.
It would have been a nice one-off though.
I
A
think
lot of
we
them,
could
when they
throw-
say they're done, HBK, for example, they just don't even want to give you that one.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, why don't you do another one? Like, it's, I think
Yeah.
like it's so crazy. Like, they don't stop there. Like, oh, I'll
like
give you one.
addiction.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
once you get the little taste, you go a little further, and then boom, next thing you know,
Like-
you're working full time.
Yeah, pretty much. Then you had the other matches on the Rumble card. Running down real quick, Lesnar retained. I mean, of course, no surprise there.
I'm going to tell you what was wrong with that real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, Kane, right?
God,
For
they
3
made him
weeks,
look
they made you believe Kane was credible. He did. He came back. He destroyed. He beat Finn Balor. He looked credible. As much as...
So weak.
And then for a month, they never one time made him look good. I couldn't believe it. Leading up to it, I was like, at one point, he'll knock Braun Strowman out or he'll hurt Brock Lesnar, just so
Get the
you
upper hand.
believed.
Yeah.
Because he should always, in a triple threat, everyone...
Everybody should believe that they have a
And
shot.
for 3 weeks, he looked like the hottest person going because Braun was in a little battle doing his own thing, and Brock, wasn't there. I'm like, Kane just beat Finn Balor. He just destroyed. He was killing people. He just took every shot and lost every battle that he went to when it was either Braun killing someone or Brock. And I was just like, why are you doing this? Like, I'm like, that doesn't help. Like to me, that is the worst. Kane's getting pinned, but at least make it believe, like, yo,
Like he had a shot.
Well,
yeah,
Yeah,
like at
they
least
made him
believe,
look
even
so
if it's
weak.
20%.
Like I understand,
Storytelling.
yes, he's the
Storytelling.
oldest guy.
Yeah.
He's the oldest
I know,
guy
but
there.
why-
He's-
for 3 weeks, they let him be the guy on the Raw. Like, he was destroying
You know
people.
what? You know what he
Yeah.
said too, that they should have built off of. Brock Lesnar and Kane have never been in a singles match
Yeah,
together.
they said it 1,000 times.
Yeah, they should have built on that and let him get over on Brock. Like all the times that Braun was getting over, like that little.
They should have brought up his brother. That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
yeah.
Like, well, it sucks because when he originally came back, he was supposed to go against Roman Reigns and say, "You beat my brother," and eventually go at Brock Lesnar.
yeah.
Roman got sick, and they couldn't do that anymore. But they could have still just flipped it and just say, "Brock, you beat my brother. I'm here to defend him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would have worked. So then he could have had a reason to get over it. One day, Brock shows up, gets hit with a chair by Kane. He's like, "I'm doing this for my brother." That's nostalgia. That makes you, because there was really no good guy in the match. Braun is getting cheered, but he does get booed. He does do
Yeah.
heel things. He got booed last night.
Yeah, Braun is a heel.
Yeah,
he's
you know
he's
what I
an
mean?
anti. He's
yeah,
an
yeah,
anti-heel.
he got booed last night when he flipped it on Kane. So he does get booed. Brock is a good guy who gets
Oh, we
booed
just missed
sometimes.
our, we just missed our moment with
The six guys.
Yeah.
And Kane could have been the good guy you wanted in the match for him saying, "I'm defending." Because once you say you're defending the Undertaker, it's cool because that's what they were going to use against Roman Reigns. That Kane was there. Remember he interrupted the match and he beat Reigns, or they made Reigns lose the cage match. He could have just did that for Brock, had him attack it, and then lost. He was going to lose. He was always going to lose.
Right.
But it was just, you made him so bad. And to me, it was just a wasted moment. But anyways, it doesn't matter about that.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
They totally killed the whole the Kane thing. Like everybody knew the moment he was involved in that match, he was eating the pin.
Yeah.
Like
And
we all knew that because Braun's not getting pinned because they're building him way too strong. And I'll tell you right now, Braun Strowman is on track to be the next Austin of this company, and I can tell you why. No, I'll explain to you why. Let me explain to you.
Stone Cold?
Huh?
Steve Austin?
Let me explain to you. Braun is the anti-hero, correct?
Right.
What is all right? In the past
The
couple
only
months,
thing they have in common is that.
hold on. No, I'm going to show you right now.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that Vince McMahon is always talking about? Money, right?
Yeah.
What has Braun done in the past 6 to 7 months
Not
that
bringing
involves
money.
money? That involves money. He's investing time. He's investing money in ambulances. He's investing money in tanks. He's investing money in grappling hooks. I was going to say grappling hooks because I think it was awesome. The little thing that he pulls down. Vince is spending money on a
Triple
character.
H says a lot of people give him that, just so you know.
Huh?
Triple H says a lot of times they tell people that they're going to and they give it to them.
Yeah,
like
but-
old ones.
But think about it from back in the day, right? Who was the only person back in the day that was driving cement trucks and driving
Zambonis.
Zambonis and
yeah.
cranes and stuff like that, and was an anti-hero who was supposed to be bad?
I think that's the only thing that relates to them.
But the lines are forming. The lines are forming, and the way Braun is getting over with a lot of people right now, people are begging for him to win that title. Like I don't agree.
I want that. I want that. Get these hands T-shirt.
Yes. Like
Oh, I think that
I
was.
will say.
I think that's crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna disagree with.
no,
the
I'm not saying he's
Stone
going
Cold
to
thing.
I'm not saying he's going to be as big as Austin.
I don't think they
No,
they
he
will
will
never
not.
be
No,
on the
he'll never
same
be as big
path.
as Austin.
I don't think
Like,
they're on
he's
the
in
same
line
path
for
at
the-
all. I think he's on a destruction path. I don't think that's what Stone Cold
And
was
what
on.
was Stone Cold doing?
That wasn't
He was
on
on
destruction.
anything and everybody in his way.
Well, then
Austin
by
tore it
that,
up.
that's what Roman's on too. And one against all. Like everyone's against a path, but the path that you said about Stone Cold, I think Braun's. I don't even think Braun cares about the title. When Brock loses,
No,
right?
Braun wants the title now. Yeah, now
He
he's,
said you
now
didn't
he's
pin me.
mentioning the title.
He said you didn't pin me. At the thing he could have said like that's my title. To him say you didn't pin me makes me think that Brock's gonna lose to Roman and Brock and Braun are gonna fight. That's what makes me. That's what I see if he doesn't fight the Miz.
No, but when I'm talking about like this Austin path, right? When Vince is investing money in
What
you,
size are you, Edward? Sorry, he said about the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
when I'm talking about the Austin path, right? It's Vince investing money in a character. Like, think about it. You don't see Miz TV doing like sets on like he's not spending money to have them on like the E Network and doing stuff like that. Or you don't see the DX tankers no more. Or you don't see Bray Wyatt.
But you're saying they're investing in stuff that they're getting. A lot of times they get
No,
that.
I'm talking about in the character itself because we all know Roman's the strong guy. His name is Braun Strowman, Strongman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The comparisons. They're spending a lot of money in investing in the character.
Yeah.
Like it costs money to get an ambulance. It costs money to.
That's what I'm saying.
step
Is a
down.
lot of times they get that stuff. They don't spend money on it. They literally
No,
give it to
you still have to pay for that stuff. Like
No,
you gotta,
Triple H was talking about it on things that a lot of times back, like when you're going back there, they would say like, "Hey, we're gonna use this," and it'd be old ones that they weren't using because like hospitals and stuff have to like use them out. Like you can't have an ambulance from like 20 years. They still work, but you just can't have them. So they were giving them to like WCW or Raw. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if they're investing on something that they might just be getting. That's what I'm saying. Because you're talking about investing money, but they might just be getting that because they were getting that before.
Well, you got to think. It's
No,
also time. It's
yeah,
also
you're
time.
talking about the actual material
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
He's actually talking about like they're investing
Investing
in the
in-
character.
Oh, I think
character.
investing. I think of money. You said money. I was
Right.
like,
No,
oh,
no,
because
no,
I was like,
but I'm
because the
saying,
ambulance
like-
and stuff is just
Yeah.
No, but
what
I'm
they
saying,
get
like,
for
look
free.
at the way they're portraying Braun Strowman. He's the anti-hero. He's destroying everything in his path.
Who can't get killed,
Who can't get killed?
even
The dude
through
was-
vehicular homicide.
They put this man in a dumpster and crushed him.
I
and
guess
then-
we'll
sorry.
see his next move on
Yeah.
where they're going with it. Because if his next move is Miz, then no.
No, I pray to God it's not.
I honestly, I want to see Bullet Club versus Mr. Raj.
What? Mr. Raj?
Yeah.
Like Bo Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay, well, no.
No.
Them up is-
That's a two-stop
something.
match.
It's
Or-
something.
Or could they do like a what if they flip the script and do a triple threat match at WrestleMania? Lesnar, Reigns, and then just throw Strowman in the mix.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Because
that
I
happens.
wouldn't.
it can't. Roman has to pin Brock. He
He has to.
But see,
Yeah.
somebody has to get pinned.
To end the story, right? And this is a story, the build of Roman Reigns or whatever.
Yeah.
It has to end with him pinning Brock Lesnar. You get what I'm saying? And it will.
Yeah.
Whatever happens after that, which I hope Braun and Roman go at it, and I only hope, like I said, I hope AJ Styles goes to Raw after. Like my fanhood for Roman is I want him to be champion, but I want the best for the story. The best thing for the story is him to become champion, and then AJ comes over, and that's the war because he hasn't beaten Roman yet. He's 0-2 against Roman Reigns, and he goes, "Hey, I've beaten all these people. I want to beat you." One that helps Roman because Roman will win the first match. Let's say he loses the title, he wins it back. They go to SummerSlam. He's champion for 4 months. Then it's fine. Then you can put Roman anywhere because he doesn't need to be in the title. He's shown he doesn't need to be in the title picture. I think AJ Styles is becoming bigger than SmackDown. I do believe him winning, which we didn't talk about him, that was really awfully done and botched. One, Daniel Bryan showed up late to Raw. Showed up late to Royal Rumble. So let's remember, he showed up late. So when they had the match, he wasn't even in the building yet. So that was disgusting because he couldn't. You knew he wasn't coming out because he wasn't in the building yet.
Which Rumble?
So, the Rumble, he was late.
When Roman won?
No, when the one
AJ.
last one. Yes,
Oh, this one. Oh,
AJ
okay.
Styles when they fought. Daniel
Oh,
Bryan
yeah,
wasn't in
yeah.
the building yet.
Oh yeah.
So you knew he couldn't come out or nothing. Two, the fake non-tag. For Shane to say yep and another ref not to come out, they destroyed the previous story because the ref came out on his own last time when Chad Gable and them paid the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't the ref come out this time when he didn't say attack? It destroyed a lot of things just to make AJ win. For what? I don't understand. AJ should win the match, but why does he win that way? Like it's almost like he was a. Is he going
like
to
a-
become a heel again?
it's adding another layer to the story. Now to go back to the
But
Roman
what
thing.
layer is there?
Inconsistent storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this time it destroyed other parts of a story. That's what I mean by bad
But it
storytelling.
continues the story.
No, it continues one story, but you destroyed other. The fact that Shane knew that and did nothing is cool. The fact that ref didn't come out when he just came off for Chad Gable makes no sense.
Yeah, that's another layer to the story. It's going to
Layer of what though?
A layer of inconsistency. It keeps Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's argument going.
Yeah, but then it almost makes you feel like they're gonna become champion because that's what usually happens when something a layer, the people who get screwed eventually become champion. So are they going to win? Is one of them going to win the title? If not, then that is the story itself makes no sense.
It could be leading to something bigger. You could say you run it back instead of it being a handicap match at the next pay-per-view. What's the next pay-per-view for SmackDown? Fastlane, right?
Yeah.
All right. Instead of it being a handicap match, it's a triple threat. Dissension between Owens and Zayn. Owens and Zayn versus each other at WrestleMania. Storyline, book.
That's awful. I really hope that's not what this is leading to.
And back to the Roman one about the match WrestleMania being a triple threat, right? And you say you want AJ going to Raw.
Yep.
Okay, now if you put Braun, Roman, and Brock in the ring, right?
Yep.
Who's gonna eat the pin?
I don't want it to be a triple threat.
No, but I'm asking you, who's going to eat the pin?
Braun Strowman is.
Braun Strowman eats the pin. Or, like you said, he has to beat Brock.
Roman has to be Brock, but there's no way in triple threat that Brock gets pinned.
No, but I'm saying, all right, say Roman
if it's
wins,
a triple threat, Braun gets pinned. If it's 1-on-1, Brock gets pinned. But there's no way in a triple threat match that Brock is getting pinned with Braun in the ring. I don't even think Brock would tolerate that. So there's no way that he would be in a triple threat match.
Well, it's tolerated or not. It's story. If you're telling
No.
Yeah.
But when Brock doesn't want to do something, doesn't do it. That's the point. That's the point of it. Is when Brock is asked what's going to happen, he doesn't just. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to show up to one of the Raws. He didn't show up when he was scheduled because he didn't want to go. He didn't want to fly there. That's what I mean by if it's a triple threat match. He's not. I don't think he'll ever take a pin in a triple threat match for the rest of his career.
Well, see this. If he's gonna eat the pin from Roman anyway, why not add on to the story?
There's no point in putting Braun in the match. That's why it just takes away from Roman and Brock. That's what I'm saying about the story. It takes away from Roman and Brock.
So where would you portray? What do you see Braun Strowman doing going forward for Mania if he's not going to
go
with
Miz? This is going to be dumb. He's going to go with Miz. That's the only thing that makes sense. He's going to go with Miz. Miz is going to make fun of him losing. He's going to make fun of him losing again in a match with Brock like Miz always does. He makes fun of people for losing. Braun will try to destroy them. He'll fight the Miz Taraj for a little bit. Then he'll finally fight Miz. Miz will get the upper hand, and then Braun will get over on Miz.
I see Miz going more towards Balor and having that match. Like you were saying, Mr. Rogers versus thing.
Yeah.
I see Balor versus
That would
I
be
mainly
good.
just saying that because it's like it pretty much does seem like what are they doing?
Yeah.
with
I mean, it makes sense
Balor.
if he
Yeah.
if he
it's
went
just
with Balor.
something for them to do.
No,
I know I've got
it
some.
makes sense for Balor. It just, I just feel like Braun has to have a huge match at WrestleMania, and this is the beginning of Braun's story. And what if he doesn't get that match? What does he
What
get?
is it?
But see, I look at it like this: if he's in the match, he's still considered a title picture. Braun hasn't lost. He wasn't pinned by.
No,
Roman
yeah,
or Brock.
but it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for their story though. That's what I'm saying. You've just thrown in a new layer. He has right now. His whole issue is with Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
His new issue can't be, well, I deserve it. How does he get that title match? How does he get thrown in there? It's easier for them to give him to Miz than it is for them to find, because it just changes Roman's. Remember, this still, everything on Raw is all leading up to Roman becoming champion. Every little intricate
every little
part
thing is
as
leading up to
later. So it doesn't make sense to now everything lead to Braun. I think next year we're going to see intricate parts of it going to Braun when Braun becomes champion. But right now, they're going to end the story the way we knew it was ending last year with Roman champion. So there's no new degree of, whoa, what about if Braun does this and he has a chance? His chance was, what if he wins at Rumble, which we all knew he wasn't. But some people still thought, maybe he'll win at Rumble. Maybe they'll finally do it. But why would they mention that Brock's been champion for 303 days if they're going to let him just lose it at Rumble? No, they mentioned it now, so when he's been champion for 365 days, a whole year, the last person did it was John Cena. And, oh my God, will he be champion forever? No, the big dog's here. Oh, like that's their story now is to the casual, like you said, the people who are like, wow, this guy's been champion for how long? And then like Roman never beat him before, because they're going to talk about Roman beat everybody, but he's never beaten Brock Lesnar. And that's the story. The story isn't about Roman being cheered. They don't care if he's cheered anymore. They don't care. Triple H said they don't care if he's cheered. They care if you buy his stuff, what they do, and if you some places cheer
react
and boo
to him.
Yeah, that's all they care about.
They
So when
look
he
for the reaction.
when he fights Brock, it's going to be about legacy building. That's what the Undertaker was. It was about legacy building. When Undertaker and they try to make him seem credible against Roman Reigns, even though he hadn't had the surgery yet. It was all about legacy building. It was never about could Undertaker win the match. No one thought Undertaker was. I mean, some people thought, but you never really thought he was going to beat the new guy. He was going to lose to Roman Reigns so Paul Heyman can bring it up. Two of us have beaten the Undertaker, and we need to find out who's the.
They even mentioned that last year.
Well, they did it, and then
They did.
they scrapped it because
Right.
new writing was that. Like I heard last year that he was going to beat Brock at SummerSlam, but then they extended Brock's contract. And now, he can be champion for a year now. Because that's when they brought it up. Remember the next day, and then they never brought it up again. It was never mentioned again. He'll bring it up after Fastlane. After Elimination Chamber. But can we just talk about why John Cena should have beat Finn Balor real quick?
Yeah. Let's talk about why you're wrong. But go on.
Okay. So quick, I'm gonna tell you why. John Cena is still in the company. He's still almost the face of the company. He's probably Roman Reigns, but now they say is the most polarizing. But John Cena's right there, right? He still fights. He still is chasing something, which is 17 titles, which they keep bringing up. I don't know when he's getting it. I honestly thought he should be fighting on SmackDown right now, and that should have been a triple threat match. That was my opinion, that he should have been in that to give a chance, so not gonna look bigger. Pinning John Cena, him having a war with AJ Styles. Either way, Finn Balor can go anywhere after that loss. John Cena can't. That's why. If in an actual story, John Cena could not lose that match and just go to regular. Finn Balor can go fight The Miz, but John Cena couldn't do that because that's not what he's aiming for. So John Cena needed to win the match. I didn't like after he's like, I'm just trying to go to WrestleMania. Don't tell him why you beat him. Who cares? Of course you're trying to go to WrestleMania. Like, who cares? And I think that Finn Balor can go anywhere. He can literally go anywhere from here. I hope it's somewhere good. I hope that I would like to see him go heel. But
Cena?
No, I don't want to see
Balor.
him go heel. I want to see Finn Balor go heel. I would love to see him in the club just go crazy. Attack the Revival first, look like good guys, but then attack Titus and them. You get what I'm saying? And try to take over like the Shield did. Not in that way, but just try to take over.
Yeah.
And then you have a new thing for Finn Balor to do. And then he fights The Miz, because The Miz is getting cheated right now. He dissed Philly the other day, but if they can't get him to start getting booed consistently, they're just going to make him a face.
Can we all agree Miz is the best heel right now in WWE?
Oh, hands down.
Okay.
I'll say so.
I've been saying that for
He definitely
past
is.
3 months.
But the issue is now the fans have to still treat him like a heel, and they were
They're not.
cheering for him, and that's scary. That hurts a character too. And you don't know if you watch Miz's thing about Adrian Bryan. He doesn't want to be cheered when he's a heel. He's and that's why he'll throw it in. He doesn't. He says that Vince will literally tell you, like, we don't want you cheered.
Yeah.
So do not be like, they don't a couple cheers, but you can't be getting standing ovations when you come back. You just you can't keep getting them.
Yeah, you gotta kill the crowd.
It's different. If you're a good guy and you get booed, sometimes they don't care. If you're a bad guy and you get cheered, they do care. And they really don't want you to do that. That's why Miz threw out the Philly thing and said, well, Tom Brady's and that was the best way for him to get booed, was he threw out the Tom Brady's going to beat you guys thing. And he's going to keep trying it. Well, he's on drugs. And that's fine. But I think Finn had to lose. If you understand, and the metric of a story is that Finn can go anywhere and John Cena can't. So it made sense for John Cena to win the match, him go to the Elimination Chamber, him lose the Elimination Chamber, which I think he's going to get pinned by Roman. I think it's going to end with him being pinned by Roman again, which will add to Roman another pin on John Cena, which will lead up to him and Brock. He'll be like, I've pinned John Cena twice, which Brock has done. Just little things that they can compare and do, but he'll say John Cena's never beat me. Little stories that you can just throw that he can't say. I don't know what they're doing with John Cena at WrestleMania though. I think I don't.
I can't see that.
The Taker didn't come out with his gloves. He didn't come out with his stuff last time. I think he's done. And again, if they truly,
honestly. Remember, you're talking to the most diehard Undertaker fan here. I want Taker to be done.
This is the thing about Taker, and I listen to Busted Open a lot, and Bully Ray is currently a host, and now Mark Henry just got added on today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The one thing that Bully always said about Taker, don't believe he's retired until in wrestling tradition, your boots are in the ring. What is the one thing he did not take off? His boots.
But I mean, he didn't come out with it. I know he did, but he wasn't going to walk without his boots. Like,
but it's like
I get what you're saying, but for them not to start anything at the two biggest times to start it would have been at the Raw 25 or at the Royal Rumble. The fact that there's no scheduled appearances coming up, like
it could be a surprise.
No, it could be, but with the Undertaker, when he was going to call Roman Reigns that day, we all knew he was in the town. like we all knew he was in the town. He just came out there. Who? He's not even close to he's done, and I think he's done. I don't want to see him in John Cena.
I personally wouldn't want to see him wrestle either.
Yeah, I know he got the surgery. He looked good at Raw 25. He looked like he lost some weight or whatever. But I mean, his hip, he walked normal. It wasn't like when he walked the ring. He got that surgery, but he can't last a match.
No, he can't.
He can't last a 15-minute
not like
match.
he used to. You will
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
You won't get WrestleMania 25 Undertaker.
No, not
what
at
I'm saying
all.
is he gave the first 5 minutes against Roman Reigns was good. The first 5 minutes, and as soon as he got hit to the ground, he was done. His hip was messed up. And the first 5 minutes against Roman Reigns, if you watch, it's a good match. He's fighting, he's swinging, and then it's about 5 minutes in. It's about 5 minutes in. I was going to say
you said because you said it was a good match.
No. The first 5 minutes. If it ends in 5 minutes, Undertaker to give you his best 5 minutes in the first 5 minutes. The match was like 18 minutes. The next 13 are awful. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
What I'm
It was
saying
a bad
is-
match.
No. What I'm
awful.
saying is, as soon as he got knocked to the ground, his hip was bothering him again. He's old and he can't do it.
Yeah, he's 52 52 years old.
Unless him and John Cena are gonna do a 2-minute match, I don't want to see it. You know,
Well,
I don't
I
want to.
mean, this is the thing with Cena. I think Cena is probably the one guy that he could trust him with in the ring to go even 10 minutes. You got to think. Take his entrance alone is what, like almost 4 minutes at WrestleMania.
Okay.
You know, John Cena comes out.
Shut up.
The whole story, the whole storyline for that is we fought before. You gave me the stamp of approval. I know your time is up. My time is now.
just can't put on
And
a
the
match.
only thing, but the only thing that they've never done together is they've never fought at Mania. For the
I know.
past 15 years, Cena and Taker have never fought at
And
Mania.
this is a
That's
good match
its
5
its
years
story.
ago.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying
You can
that
sell
could
the
be-
story. You can't sell the fight. That's the problem. Is you can
fight,
sell the story.
no, you can sell the story,
story.
but the
Story.
fight won't deliver.
No, the fight won't deliver.
fight,
at
that's
all.
what I'm
But
saying.
I can say-
Just like this past WrestleMania, the
Yeah,
fight
it
did
didn't
not
deliver.
deliver.
Yeah, see,
But you can-
you
but you
sold
can-
the story like, yo, he wanted to get rid of Roman Reigns. Like he was like, you're not like this is my time. I'm gonna
This
bury
is
you.
my-
Remember,
Yeah.
his promos were amazing.
Right.
But when the match actually got going and he got clothesline and he fell. And he didn't like. He tried to sit up and he kind of sat to the side. I'm
just
like, oh, he's
wasn't
in pain.
there. Yeah,
it wasn't there.
wasn't there.
I don't want him to fight one again. As long as you build a character and you build John Cena and when you build all these guys, they always can point to something that they've done. Roman Reigns gets the point that he retired The Undertaker, right? He gets the point to that. If you take that away from him, right? In the end, his legacy would love to be able to say that because he'd be able to always say, "I retired him." You know what I'm saying? The Undertaker always just talk about how he put down Shawn Michaels and he put down at like Horse did he put down a couple. I remember he said it 2 years ago. He put down someone else. And he was talking about how they don't come back and basically he destroyed mankind's
Raw
career.
25,
Right.
he pretty
Yeah.
much said that all these people can finally rest in peace.
And that to me was his ending. Like he said that he 4 years ago, it was about 4 years ago, like 26. He said that he destroyed mankind's career. It was him.
Yeah, he
things
was.
that they want to point to. Roman's going to be the guy for them for the next 10, 12, 15. No matter who slits in and out, he's going to be there. He doesn't
He's
really
gonna
get
be the
injured
focal point of
yet.
the company.
He needs to be able to say that when he has new feuds and he puts people over, like, hey, this is the guy that destroyed The Undertaker. Because The Undertaker is going to be lasting for the next 40, 50 years. People will always bring up the dominant force. Anytime you go to WrestleMania, you think of The Undertaker. I believe... I think someone else deserves to start a streak at WrestleMania. I don't know who.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
But it doesn't mean to be a streak that's spoken about. It doesn't mean like, yo, he won 6 in a row. Not a crazy thing. Then he won 9.
As long
And
as
he
no
won
one's ever
11.
going to no one's ever going to come close to the streak.
No. But I'm saying is
Not
they
anytime
need-
sooner.
No,
Yeah,
not-
what
no.
I'm saying is eventually,
Not in this
I would like to
generation.
see in the next 15 years someone get 6, 7, 8, rattle them off.
Yeah.
Win 9, 10. Don't beat the streak, but. At least then, that person, you have something. I used to look forward to just watching the Undertaker wrestle. Because he was
remember when
losing matches
that's when the
before
streak
that.
really
winning
became
after-
something
No.
big. Because Edge was what, like 11?
No, it was that. No, it was.
Or like
it was
7-0?
before that.
When
It was before that because honestly, they
No,
never
Edge got
noticed.
to 8-0.
Yeah.
Edge got to 8.
They didn't notice that there was a streak.
Yeah.
They
No
didn't
one-
notice
no
that
one
there
ever
was a
noticed
streak
it.
until 22 when he fought Mark Henry.
Yeah.
No,
they
even
got-
before that.
Yeah.
No.
But the streak, to me, the streak
They
wasn't
mentioned
important
Undertaker
until
not
December
losing at
4th.
WrestleMania at like 14.
Yeah, it was before. Yeah, it was before
no.
that.
But
No,
I'm
you're
saying
right,
is
it was
that
before.
what I'm saying is that they need. That's something that I think you should. I don't know who. I know at one point they originally sucks. They were gonna do Bray Wyatt, but then he lost. I know that they were gonna use someone different than the Undertaker, like a power guy. And they were gonna do Ryback. He lost, and he's not even in the company because you have to also hope that this person stays in the company for 20 years. Because the streak has to, you have to feel like you're competing against a streak. And then the Undertaker could be 68, 69 and appear, not fight, but just appear and watch your streak go. Like something that you can build and sell. I don't know if they have anyone like that, and you have to believe in them from the get go.
From the
No,
jump.
actually, I can tell you right now,
Jump,
the
you gotta-
person who I believed could have done it,
Who?
and it's not going to happen now based on all the rumors, I said Charlotte. Charlotte hasn't lost to Mania yet. They could have built Charlotte as the nature girl, all that stuff. You could have had her go like 5, 6 years before you even brought up the streak.
Wait,
But
Charlotte
now-
is 2-0 at Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have done it with Charlotte, but if they're gonna hot shot her and Rousey, that to me that would defeat it. So Charlotte could have been the person. It doesn't have to be a guy. It could have been a woman.
No, I definitely could. I think that I think that they could still do Charlotte, but the issue is that it's just so hard. You gotta believe. I mean, they believe in Charlotte, but you gotta. It becomes bigger than you. The only person who
Right.
could sustain the streak was the Undertaker because he did so many other things. But when they notice at 6 or 7, it becomes bigger than the star you are.
Yeah.
and that's why if they had known from the get go, maybe like Seth Rollins.
just say from the beginning they believed in him and they were like, hey, you can win these early and get these, but they couldn't. They lost to Randy. You know what I mean? Like you have to believe. You have to see them in NXT and be like, all right,
the guy.
That's the guy. Like you know what I mean? This guy. We're going to put him in every Mania, and that's already writing out your card. Like, wait, Mania, he's going to win here, and now you're just filling everything in between. You got to hope that they don't get in trouble with the law. They don't do I mean, there's so many things, and that's why it's going to be hard to get but they will do it because it's a moneymaker.
I would say Charlotte's 1-on-1. She lost in the Fatal 4-Way last year to Bayley.
I thought she lost.
Yeah.
I thought she lost. I was like, she's 2-0. I was like, I thought she lost
Thank
last
you,
year.
Eddie.
Because she lost, and she had lost the previous time to Bayley with her streak at Wrestle, which was crazy. But they couldn't keep it going for another year to fight Asuka for streak. But streak because Charlotte's too big, so she would always have a title.
Could it be Asuka?
Could be
No,
Asuka.
they would have had to wait another year. Charlotte would have had to keep winning titles and losing them before, and then winning them back. She would always get a title match at a thing. They needed her to be able to lose.
No. We're talking
No,
about the streak. Like
no,
Asuka could be the next one. With the
Oh,
streak.
I would love for Asuka to lose, but like win at WrestleMania and keep winning it because she could be here for another 20 years. You know what I mean? I would love for her to her streak eventually end, but she wins
At Mania.
every time at Mania. I think that would be amazing. Where
Yeah,
because
meteoric rise. A lot of people who like even
That would be great.
even
That's
Taker's
a
early
great
years,
name.
Like some
he
of those
almost lost a
matches-
couple of those matches.
Yeah, technically, did he ever really win at WrestleMania 9
Oh, who?
against Giant
Giant
Gonzalez?
Gonzalez?
Did he actually win?
I think it was like a no contest. I think.
Yeah. They just gave him the win.
Just don't
No, yeah. Like I said, because you don't know what you're going to build until it gets there. It's kind of crazy. Like, you don't know where it's going until it's there.
And Asuka,
And I would love for
36.
Asuka.
She's not-
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's 36, right? Yeah, she's not
We're
young
checking your
enough.
streak.
I'm saying, not every streak has to reach 21.
Right.
But, again, they're going to act like it can, so no, they can't do Asuka. So it's got to be someone younger, because it's got to be someone that can reach the streak but won't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're never going to get it. So I think it will be a guy. I think that there's some people coming up. I mean, you never know. I hope that they just do it. Like I hope that eventually in the next 3 or 4 years, they got someone that gets 3 or 4 wins and they mention it. Hey, he hasn't lost, 5 years, 6 years, 7, and then boom.
Who's the
whatever.
current holder? Van Dam, right? Van Dam had 4. It was like 4-0 at Mania.
Who else is?
Yeah.
I think.
That's a good question. I
I
don't know.
think
look
Van
it
Dam's
up.
the current streak holder.
You got to Google that one.
Van Dam's not even coming back ever.
No, he's done.
He's done. Undefeated. Undefeated.
Even if you rate undefeated, WrestleMania just automatically goes. Undefeated WrestleMania streak, 17 and oh no, it just shows all the Undertakers.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, I got it.
Okay, here we go. 10 superstars who are undefeated at WrestleMania. WWE put this one up.
Legion of Doom, Mr.
Axe
T,
from Demolition,
Rob Van Dam,
Legion of Doom, Mr. T,
Sable, Shane McMahon,
Rob Van Dam.
just lost.
Sable.
The Shield.
Shane.
They've never lost at WrestleMania.
Well, if we're,
They
if
have
we're
what,
comparing
one?
the- If we're comparing the Taker, no, they won. Shield fought twice at Mania, I think.
Yeah, they fought
Yeah.
twice.
30
I know one
was
year they-
30 was their first one, right?
Yeah, they fought Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and I think was it Kane?
I mean,
Tatanka.
but them
Okay,
guys-
see, a lot of these
you
are
can't
just
keep
kinda like
having
shit.
2 guys who are champions all of a sudden
Virgil.
become Shield to be. You know what I mean? It's got to be a one person who.
Yeah, it has to be like a one-person
Yeah.
streak type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe Van Dam. I'm not positive. I know.
Yeah, it
Edge
said
had
Van
the-
Dam.
Yeah, the only
I know Edge had it, and then when he
Edge-
lost 2 in a row
It was
after.
him and Taker. It was him
Yeah,
and Taker
yeah.
because it was streak versus streak at the time. That to me is when the streak actually meant something. It's like, oh damn, someone's else got to go.
I
Damn,
love it.
Eddie Ortiz says, but it says Aleister Black could be a good option to start next year.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. Listen,
I wouldn't mind that.
that's not a bad. I would not mind that as long as they don't make it out to seem like that early. Like the whole thing is to let them go 4 years and never mention
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
they're
they can't
canceling the
mention it,
streak.
because that's what worked for- that's what worked for Taker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you can't go at 2. Will he get to 22? No, you got to just let him win. Not ever bring it up, and then when he's at like 6, be like, hey, he might catch Edge. Don't even talk about the Undertaker. Like, hey, he's or maybe when he ties Edge. Don't even talk about the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Then eventually he brings it up after like year 10. Like, hey, I'm gonna get the streak, and then he loses around 13 or 14, whatever, and he puts someone over. But it's hard because
this is my thing with the streak. No one's got to break it,
No.
but give it a
It's-
chase.
it's gotta seal
Make
it.
A
Make
chase,
it
yeah.
as a benchmark for WrestleMania. It's like as much as people go, oh, who's really Mr. Really Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels or the Undertaker? It's like Shawn had way better matches, but Taker had a way better streak.
Undertaker's Mr. WrestleMania. Because Shawn Michaels is like 8 and 7 at WrestleMania or something like that, so he's not Mr.
Shawn
WrestleMania.
always stole the show.
He did, but he lost a lot.
No, he
So
did.
you can't be Mr. WrestleMania and lose half the time you fight there. But yeah, I think Black's not a bad option, Eddie. Actually,
I love the fact that his finishing move too is something that if he doesn't ever change it, it's one of those moves that if
Curb Stomp's back. Sorry.
it is.
Yeah,
Thank,
the
thank,
girl stuff.
thank God.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No, well, with what's it called? The Black Mass, right?
Yeah.
That's a move that you can hit on anybody.
Yes.
And the way he hits it and
It's-
accuracy,
It's impactful.
yeah, it's impactful. It's a full spin kick. Even with bigger guys, like you could put him in the ring with a Braun, hit him with 4 of them, boom, 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 finally ends it. Like stuff like that would be great. And with the street, you could actually do that with the street. Oh, we're on camera.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody got to do this.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts about Royal Rumble weekend? Raw? Anything?
I think it was a great weekend, but just Raw just kind of just
Yeah, I
diminished
think
it.
I think
It just
Raw
ruined it.
I think Raw really had a chance last night. I don't know, and I'm not like I can point to something that they could have did, but they should have done something. Gaining an extra million in fans. I mean, reading it today because I always try to read it, and you put on the match. You let Miz again get a nice win. You let Cena, whatever, win. I just thought you should have did something. I don't think Asuka and Sasha should have fought last night. I think that was a good opportunity to let maybe Sasha build on her becoming a heel, her beating someone else down.
That heel turn is coming.
Yeah, it's there. I think
that?
that
The heel,
Sasha, but I thought her heel turn should have led to a win because it's heel turning now, but she just lost.
Right.
I thought she should have fought Asuka next week. I don't think Asuka should have fought. It should have been some kind of mysterious. You want to watch Royal Rumble, see what she did. Tonight or right now on SmackDown, I'm hoping that they're doing something. I hope they learned from last night and they're doing something kind of crazy tonight. Especially with Nakamura, just because he just won AJ Styles. I really hope they're doing something better with this Kevin Owens thing. I just didn't like the way it ended. I was okay with AJ Styles winning. I just didn't like the way it ended. That was me. I just did not like the way.
I don't mind the way it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I know you did. Yeah, I get the layer thing. I just don't, unless they're going to become champions. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Same here. And also for fans who haven't seen it, if you want a detailed preview of what's to come at WrestleMania 34, watch AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura from Wrestle Kingdom 10,
Yes.
January 2016.
Yeah, I actually never watched it. I'm so glad that you posted the. I never did.
oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
Outstanding
I'm
match.
But I'm glad you sent. I'm glad you sent me the link because I will watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that is
Like
is
I
a damn
know,
good match.
like I know what both of them are capable of. So I'm like, I was like, I know this got to happen. This match has to happen.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we got to get into our question of the week because we are like dumb over it. So last question of the week was name an actor that you hated because of a role that they portrayed.
Wait, what?
An actor?
Like an actor that you hated because of a role that they portrayed. Like a lot of people hated Lloyd Avery II because he killed Ricky from Boys in the Hood.
Or
You know what I mean?
Or
People hated Jack Gleason, who played Joffrey in Game of Thrones, because he was Joffrey.
Don't kill me. I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones.
You ought to be
But I
ashamed of
hear,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
No. My brother's been telling me to watch it for the longest time. Everyone keeps telling me to watch it. See, I'm a shameless person. I'm a shameless and Power and all that stuff.
Power is an illusion.
I like Power though. Power is so good.
I keep hearing that too. And I was like, I'm like the only person like at
You
my
don't watch
job.
Power?
I don't have stars.
You're not a star. then.
You can't stop the internet. There's ways to find it.
That's true. That is true. I just never
I haven't
bothered
watched
to.
Game of Thrones, but everybody tells me that like it's so addicted that you have to do like an entire weekend binge watch to catch up.
Oh,
That's
Game
not-
of Thrones
you
is
get-
amazing, bro.
Yeah, I gotta actually sit down.
I can't
and
think
actually-
of an actor I hate.
Ron Cephas Jones, who played Ice and paid in full because he killed Mitch's little brother.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. An actor I hate because of a role they played. I can't. I don't. Yeah, I'm saying like I can't.
Like I hate certain characters, but like
Right, yeah.
actor,
So like, okay, Radioactive Ramon says Monique and Precious.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was a. Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Total bitch. Oh my god, I want. Ooh.
This is-
Now put hands on a woman, but damn, she was mean. Little smack that little fat girl, made her go run outside and grab a bucket of chicken. Like, come on, man. She beat the crap out of that girl.
Friend of the show, Afton said Tay Diggs and everything.
Tay Diggs is a good actor, Afton. Come on.
Malibu.
Jessica Concussion says Steve Zahn and Trem. I wanted his character to die. And John Aponic, resident supervillain, he hates everything Marvel.
Really?
He thinks like Suicide Squad was an amazing movie.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm not big on the Marvel films either. Like,
Amazing.
Yeah, go
ahead. There was a reason for that awkward silence. That was awful.
Go on. What's it?
I mean,
Those are hot topic Avengers.
I didn't hate it, but amazing. I mean,
Like
we got different
he
standards.
still stands behind it.
We got and then I think The Dark Knight is the best movie of all time. So,
Yeah, best comic book film of all time.
yeah, I think I've watched it like I don't want to tell you how many times I've watched it.
Eddie Ortiz says John Cena in the Marine.
But
This guy,
I can't say that, yo. Like
was-
I went to the movies to watch that on a bargain night,
yeah.
and I was just like, dude, most of that movie was them walking.
Can I say Roman Reigns on Raw? Does that count?
You love Roman Reigns. What are you talking about?
What was John Haponic?
Oh, John Aponic says number one is Ansel Elgort, a smug look in every film, and Baby Driver is overrated garbage. Honorable mention fit to Finn Jones for Iron Fist.
Oh, it's good choices.
I really don't hate anyone.
All right, so since we're on the wrestling kick, name your all-time favorite Royal Rumble moment.
Roman Reigns 2015.
Figures. Damn.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's lying.
Yo, I want to say this
He
real
is
quick.
lying.
Roman Reigns isn't even in my top 5 wrestlers. I just like him now. Like he's not even. I am like. I like. If I told you the other wrestlers,
Well,
I like,
Kyle does say the dude who played Candyman. Yeah, I was scared.
oh my God, Kyle, that's a good yo.
That's a go.
I didn't go to sleep. I went to middle school. I was in middle school. I watched Candyman. I'm allergic to bees. I watched Candyman. I stayed up all night because I was terrified. I have to have a like a balcony to my. I was like a fire escape.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he's just gonna come into my house. Like I was like, Adrian, it's not real. I would tell myself, I'm like, no, it is. I'm like, oh, you're gonna die. I stayed up all night. Went to school. Fell asleep in school. Had a dream about bees. Freaked out and screamed in the middle of my class. Teacher like comes over like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I wasn't sleeping." Like I'm like still trying to defend myself. Got in like so much trouble. Like got sent home. Like
So you probably hated that scene.
yo,
of My
listen,
Girl- that-
yo,
You probably
I don't
hated.
know if I hate him. But, like,
You probably hated Macaulay Culkin's death in My Girl.
Listen,
Then.
yo, listen. Oh my god, I
And
can't
then,
believe
his glasses. His glasses.
Yo,
I figured out
Candyman
the character that I don't like. All the birds in the movie The Birds. Since I saw that movie, I think it was like 5th or 6th grade. No, 6th grade. I was at Bishop, and my teacher made us sit there and watch that movie. The scene where they're just like in a boat and there's literally birds around them not moving. I've always been freaked out with birds. I don't want to go next to a parrot or a parakeet. I just like it freaks me when that
I don't
one
wanna
says-
go
It's amazing how movies can do that.
Yeah, it completely freaked me out as a kid.
I used to be scared of birds forever.
Oh, I hate birds. I'm like,
Excuse y'all, man.
huh? No pun intended.
Yeah,
I used to be terrified of birds. Like I used to.
You said Rumble moments, right?
yeah. Your top five. Your
In
all time.
Rumble, in the Rumble, or like
No,
pay per
pay per
view.
view wise.
94, Providence, Taker going up the screen.
You took mine. You took mine.
I was there. I was not too far from the screen. It scared the living crap. I'm like, how
You know,
do
I
that?
just like I didn't learn how they really did it until like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Didn't they
Yeah.
do like some special thing on it?
No, well, what they did was Undertaker was in the casket the whole time.
Yeah.
The what they showed on the video screen was something that they recorded earlier, and it was Marty Jannetty that rose to the top of the Civic Center.
Oh wow, that's pretty
Never knew that.
nice. My favorite one, Ric Flair, Royal Rumble 1992.
With a tear
In my eye. Yeah.
Woo!
Yes, indeed.
Adrian,
Right, I already told you, Roman Reigns.
I was really hoping you was joking.
That's a shoot.
Ro- Roman, I'm only here because Vince loves me. Reigns. That's all.
Yo,
Oh man,
You need new
mine's-
material,
Well,
man.
you
That's
took
two.
you took mine, so I would probably go to either one, Taker 1, leading up to WrestleMania 23, or I would say that same Royal Rumble where Bret Hart and Lex
Luger.
Luger won at the same time.
Ah.
And that timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how
They
they
did it.
that had to have been an accident.
I don't know. I heard Batista and Cena was an accident, right?
Yeah, that was an
Vince had to
accident.
come out and restart it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That
and
was
tore
and even that looked great, too.
both his ACLs
Yeah.
at the same damn time.
He still talks shit to Hunter. He's like, I tore them both at the same time, right?
Yeah,
Like, he's still
and heal faster and heal
Yeah,
faster
heal
than Triple H.
faster. Oh, man. All right, I got a question. Since I haven't really been here, and I know it's your guys' show,
Yeah.
what was y'all's match of the year last year of 17? Because I wasn't here for
Oh.
that.
My match
Last year?
last year.
of
my
17.
my match of the 2017 was Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, NXT Takeover in last May for the UK
Yeah, I
Championship.
remember you said that.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to say Usos and New Day. I'm always on
said
the fence.
Usos and New Day.
Usos and New Day eat
Hell in a Cell? Or
both Hell in a Cell and the
You
SummerSlam
can't go
pre-show.
wrong with either of them. Like, just
Yeah.
I
You
think
really
that
can't.
was-
Like the SummerSlam pre-show made people want to watch the
That's what we
pre-show.
said, and that's why they knew
Yeah, that's
that
right. They
match
were
was
on the
gonna-
pre-show that night.
That's when
Yeah.
they knew that that was going to get people to like tune in. That was that was crazy.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, also you had some other good matches. John Cena for AJ Styles last year, right?
Yep.
That was a good one. No, the triple threat: Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar at last year's Royal Rumble.
That was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
that was 2 years ago.
So me, I'm obviously, I'm going to say Kenny Omega versus Okada because that was the thing. But honestly, no. For me, it was Cena and AJ at the Rumble. I thought that was great.
I think that was great.
Yeah. So I like Bate and Dunn too. That was the last one they just had at the end of the year. I don't know if it was it wasn't a takeover. It was just a regular NXT show.
Yeah.
That match was awesome too. Like, those two guys. Have
Ooh, Kyle says AJ versus Balor for his
AJ
matches
versus
the year last year.
for something
that was
good. Out of the blue, thrown together, that was awesome too.
Yeah.
So, but no, I am gonna fight with Okada Omega series. That was amazing.
All right, so yeah, that's gonna be on our social networks within a day or two. Brian, Adrian,
Yo.
Pleasure.
Thank you guys.
pleasure.
I'll be
always.
back.
Oh yeah,
Not debating you. You never beat me in a debate.
Yeah, nah. See, I let you have that one. So
I took that debate.
oh no, that was a landslide.
Yo, anyone watching?
Everybody.
We no. Honestly, this show is great, man. I really hope people keep tuning in and keep subscribing and watching it. Man, like I said, I try to catch it. I usually watch this show late at night and I comment at like 2 a.m. It's so bad. I'm like, 1 a.m. because I usually am just busy, like watching it. I try to promote it.
You about to just make a new enemy. Well, he's probably always been your enemy.
Uh,
Kyle Chapman just said, Bullet Club is overrated. I said it.
Some things have to be said, man.
Yeah. You can say anything you want about the Bullet
Yo,
Club,
what
but you
y'all
wasn't
before
talking
we
about the
go,
elite. You wasn't talking
before
about
we
the
go,
elite, though.
before we
You was talking
go,
about the elite,
before we
though.
go, what are y'all thoughts about Kenny Omega getting booted out?
Yo, that was crazy.
I was not expecting that.
I just
booted out.
Yeah,
Yo, you didn't know that. Kenny
Bullet
Omega
Club.
got booted out of the Bullet Club.
And guess what
Oh.
day it happened on?
Wow.
Rumble
Who's
Sunday.
that day? Oh.
Every day's from
Nice.
Sunday.
Nah, yeah, I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Match of the year, Vic versus Adrian.
No, that was body of the year. I destroyed that guy.
Hey. No.
Now,
Like, shut off the cameras.
With Kenny getting kicked out of the Bullet Club, it's like it's part of the show now. Like
Yeah.
Finn Balor got kicked out of the Bullet Club. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows got kicked out of the Bullet Club. AJ got kicked out of the Bullet Club. Omega getting kicked out of the Bullet Club. The only difference is this time is Omega is still signed for another year.
Right.
So I think
Is it true he has an opt out or no? Is that
No,
not true?
he's there until
I heard a rumor about that. I didn't know if it's true.
It's until January 28th or 29th. Of
It's
next year.
an exact
It's
year from
literally
now.
a year.
Year from-
I
Yeah,
think-
I didn't know if I had heard.
I think it's building up to the All In show. I'm assuming you guys know that, right? The Young Bucks and Cody are starting to put the show together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I think it's gonna
Cody will be back at WWE within 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, yeah.
I said
agree.
that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That he's like, all right, I don't like what y'all doing with me in WWE, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead.
They let him
He's
go.
killing-
which
They let
is
him
what
go.
Dolph
He's
Ziggler
upset-
should be
killing.
doing right now.
Exactly.
Dolph Ziggler should
Dolph
be doing
is
the same
getting
thing.
way too much money to leave right now, bro.
Yeah,
Which
Dolph,
is true.
Dolph-
He's getting
You know
paid
something?
a lot.
You
Listen,
got to think like this. Cody was making money too, but
not like
he's-
nothing like that.
No, not
nothing
like-
Dolph's getting millions of dollars. Cody was getting like 800,000.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. This is the first. Cody even said this is his first year outside of WWE that he made 7 figures.
Yeah.
And you put Dolph Ziggler on the indie scene right now, like I won't even say
You
put him in
could,
Bullet
but
Club.
Dolph got a lot. I mean,
Dolph
bro,
will make some serious
his
cash on
merchandise.
this.
It's different. He's way bigger than Cody was. Like because when you leave like that, you have to give him a cut back. Like the merchandise, you don't just get anymore. Because WWE is really lenient on merchandise sales and what you get when you're not in the company. They cut back and they take it. It's in your contract. So what Dolph gets from his merchandise, the millions he got up front, bro, he would for him to make the money, he'd be working for free. You know what I mean? He'd be like basically working for free for a year.
I think if Dolph hit the indies right now, either went to Ring of Honor, or
They're not going to give him
hit,
any type of money like that right
he
now.
can earn some serious.
He
cash.
could in the future, but he'd be giving up so much millions that it wouldn't. You know what I mean? He'd be working for free for a year because the money he could have gotten. And then what? Like I hope tonight he goes back and just takes the title back.
I say he. Yeah, right now I
Yeah.
think he's gonna come back and go against Rude. But I think honestly, Dolph is probably better off out of WWE for a couple years.
Oh,
and then
I
go
think
back.
it would be better. I just think the money he's getting is why he isn't. I just think that he's going to wait till the money's until the contract's completely up, and then he'll go. But there's no way. Hey, you can take $3 million and I'll go wrestle for 200, 250 right now. It's just not. It doesn't make. He'll eventually get to 7 figures, but he'll be leaving more money. If he's going to get $3 million this year, and this year he can go into Indies and make $1 million.
Well, he's not making $3 million this year.
No. If he cut off sales last year, he got 1.9.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah, he'll never make that in thing. That's what I'm saying.
It's possible. Well,
So what I'm saying is,
it's
if he
possible
leaves
that
that
he
on
can
the
make the
table,
money. It's possible that he can make the
well,
money.
he can make it in India. It'll just take him longer. So the first year he's not going to make that.
Yeah, but
so
if not-
he'll leave money on the table.
Yeah, but he'll actually be able to go out there, do what he wants for a little
Yeah.
bit, work on his own schedule, do his little comedy thing and all that stuff, and then by the time he comes back to WWE, he'll get the respect from like guys like a Triple H and some of the agents out there, and like maybe he'll be put more in a predominant role.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he said Eddie said it's already said Rusev versus versus Bobby Roode next week.
SmackDown?
Rusev Day.
Nice.
Nice. All right, but we gotta get going because
All right.
we're like way over time. Thanks, fellas.
I'll be back when I'm invited back.
Yeah. You're already
Ready to finally
invited back.
meet you?
Sam.
Oh, it's great meeting you, bro. Thank you. I love surprising.
Carl, thank you.
All right.
It's
So
been a pleasure.
We need
So-
we need a big get together though, like
Mania, right?
yeah.
Mania.
So hold on. So let me sign out real quick. We will catch you on the flip. For those of you watching the foosball game next week, let's go Philadelphia. Patriots can go to hell. Peace out, nerds.
Yo,
List for 6.